Garrett, what's going on? It's your boy Deuce Wayne.
What's good, what's good, what's good? It's Big Merv in the building.
Yes, sir. And we are back for a new edition. Season 5 of Seeing DMs. Like Merv talked about, it's issue 71, the one for the Oscars. It's going to be a great episode because this is kind of where culture, basketball, all these things kind of intersect, award shows. And obviously, basketball's coming to an end soon, so ESPYs are coming up. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the Oscars. But, when it comes to the NBA, recently there's a lot been going on. The NBA right now, like I said, is coming to a close where the NBA playoffs is about to, come into our lives. It's going to be a hectic time. It's very exciting basketball right now. You already know storylines and all that. But when it comes to the MVP race, what is your opinion? Because it's Jokic, it's SGA, it's Wemby, it's Luka, in no order. But those are kind of the main players that everybody's talking about, and I think is leading in voting when it comes to being the favored ones for the NBA MVP when it comes to this season. But who do you think deserves that right now, or do you think it's too early to call it? Like, what do you think?
Honestly, bro, I would probably give it to, you can call it bias if you want. I'd probably give it to Luka. In the last 8 games, he's averaging 40. They went 9-0, 8-8, 9-0, whatever. He had a 60 ball, had 30, he had game winners.
He's like playing like
Dallas. Huh?
He might score 100 points in 48 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
How
do
you have 60 to 40 to back to back? Like,
you see what I'm saying? Like, come on. So
efficient.
So that's why I'm just saying, like, I think that he kind of deserves it. Because obviously, one thing, because of voter fatigue, but also he's been like All NBA first team every single year he's been in the league, except for his rookie year. So I think that it'd stamp him as a Hall of Famer already if he gets his league MVP #1. But I think he's like playing out of his mind. SGA is playing good. The #1 seed, of course. I think he would have an argument for sure. I just think that the voters might not give it to him because they're getting that OKC fatigue now. It's starting to hit them a little bit where the fatigue's coming in. So as a team, they're like fatigued by them. And then when it comes to Wemby, I think he's doing a great job. I just don't know if he's MVP yet.
Okay.
And Jokic, I think that he's doing his thing as always. But I also think that he
take it for granted. Like,
it's like everybody's gonna take it for granted. You know what I mean? Like
you've been
how much you have already? Like 3 or 4? Like, come on, like, we're not gonna give him 5. Like, there's not gonna be any modern player unless he goes like nuclear, which like nuclear, like nobody's ever seen.
Yeah,
like nobody's gonna care no more, bro. Like it's like he's gonna average a triple double, scoring 30. People are gonna be like, oh, who cares?
And Denver right now, I think, is 5th or 6th in the West, so they're like not winning as much. The Wemby argument is interesting because the Spurs are 2nd. It's a young cast, and he's kind of leading them, and he's played enough games.
He is.
He's playing on both ends, but I know he's definitely for sure probably going to get Defensive Player of the Year.
He's for sure getting Defensive Player.
He's locking everything up.
He's
making fans reevaluate their whole game. Like, maybe I should.
Trust me, fam. I experienced that shit. I experienced that shit firsthand.
Yeah.
I'm an 0 for 4 when I played against him, and he was 17 years old. I think 16 years old.
That's right. We did play against Wemby. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I couldn't see the rim.
I'm not mad at you saying that he, give him a couple more years because I think he's still going to be dominant and he can only evolve, right? SGA, I mean, if he was to get it, would he be considered the greatest Canadian of all time?
I mean, the reason that you would put him there is because he would have the same amount of MVPs as Steve Nash, but 1 more championship and Finals MVP. So yes, he would automatically go there.
And who's to say he won't get another Finals MVP or another championship, especially because Shea Dub has been in and out with injuries. So I think Shea is still the catalyst for, the OKC doing so well. Shea did miss a couple of games, but he came back and got right back to killing, back-to-back.
And his 20-point streak is insane, obviously. He has a higher 20-point streak than Will Chamberlain, so.
Insane. And his aura, obviously, he's still having quotables in the captions and then hitting them with the reload the gun. Like, Shea's playing crazy. And I think his argument would be that he does it on both ends. You don't look at Shea as like a lockdown defender, but at least, he tries.
He does lead the league in steals. He does that stuff.
Right. So, I think Luka and obviously OKC's defense as a whole is better as well too. So I feel like when you play on a great defensive team, with a lot of switching partners or a lot of athletic players or younger guys that understand IQ, pit bulls. They have guys like Caruso who don't care about scoring. They just want to lock up. guys like Jokic doesn't care about the size differential. I think it makes it a little bit easier. Maybe it's a little tougher because you have more pressure to like be on the same level as them. But I think it makes it easier knowing you have like a Wallace behind you or those guys that are going to pick up 94 feet and it like
Easy.
inspires you. Yeah,
All you got to do is score and play local defense. Yeah.
Whereas the Lakers, like I think Luka gets way more exposed, especially on his defense, because like Austin Reeves is not the best defender. You know, Bron like picks and chooses because he's a little bit older. Like it's tough, right? But at the same time, like you said, like he's all offense. No cap, bro. I feel like I say this a lot. Like when James Harden had that season where he averaged 40 or whatever with Houston or 35 or whatever, I was like, I've never seen this before. Where they're guarding him on the side of him, and I'm like, yo, he's the greatest guy ever touched a ball offensively and stuff like that. Luka might be one of the like. Fam, nobody can stop him. It's actually
there's nothing you can do.
Hits, I promise you, we'd
like
have to talk about it.
You're playing on side, the front, the back, whatever, and he's doing step backs, doing a one-legged. I'm like, yo, fam, how is he making
bro,
the shot?
Double pump threes, hitting out the glass. Honestly, I would say me and you have to talk after the game and have some words. Like you're disrespecting me. And
yeah, fam, do that again. I'm punching your shit. So.
He's playing crazy, but I think the reason why I think he deserves it is because he's the entire like ecosystem. Obviously, Bron taking the backseat, being the third option. You know, AR doing his thing, and I think he's deserving of a max contract and could probably be a number one option on like a Washington Wizards type of team. I don't think you want AR to be your number one offense or option on like a championship contending team, but I do think he's capable. So that's a shout out to him and his evolution and his growth. But I think Luka is like the end all be all for the Lakers. Like if Luka doesn't play well offensively or play at all, they might not have a chance at winning. And then if he's able to like try on defense, we've seen it before, man. When he played in the bubble against the Clippers, I remember him shutting down Paul George and Kawhi. Like he's capable of playing defense just when he wants to. But I'm okay to overlook the defense, bro. Man can score at ease. Like it's and then his passes are crazy. He plays at his own pace. Like he's such a sight to see, man. It's crazy. So I hope he gets that MVP, and for Bron, I hope he gets that championship. But moving on to movies, I know you saw the new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. What were your thoughts on it?
Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. I think that I've never been more excited for a Spider-Man film, honestly. And I never really get like Spider-Man's not my number one superhero of all time.
Yeah.
So it's not like my favorite in a sense. But so I've always been excited to watch his movies. I always went to the theater to watch them, but I've never been like, oh, like I'm so excited to watch it. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna watch it because it's Spider-Man. But this one, like, fam, I gotta be there first day. This one looks fire, dog. Like, I don't know, like it's more grounded, but they have so many cameos, and I feel like they're like, I like the world building of it. Like, it's like opening up to like it just like there's heroes everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, he's in New York City. There's no way there's not gonna be way more. We know all the heroes that are in New York City, fam. Like, you know what I mean? Yep. So that's why I think that I rock with it, and I'm like really excited for it, and how he's probably going to turn into like Man Spider and all that stuff and the organic webbing and everything. I'm like, yo, fam, like I'm just like, yo, this is some peak stuff right here. So I'm amped. I'm really amped for it to see how it is. And he has a big year with that Doomsday and Odyssey. So I'm really excited for that, man.
Yo, I think the trailer was elite. They cooked. Mm-hmm. You and I barely watch trailers because we want to, especially trailer culture now, they show everything in the movie. But I think this trailer succeeded on three things. It got me excited to go watch the movie, like you said. And I think that's what a trailer has to do. It has to get people excited. It has to make you want to look forward to seeing something. I think the second thing is it really showcased, like you said, the tone that they're going for. And it does kind of feel like a reset. Like this feels way different than the other films. Like obviously the other Spider-Man films, he was in high school. You know, you compare it to the Tobey Maguire ones or even the Andrew Garfield ones, which were pretty elite as well. But I think that Tom Holland just being out of school, everyone forgetting about him and his identity, like you really see the groundedness, like you talked about, the consequences, the identity, the fact that, you know what I like about this Spider-Man film? I feel like, again, we saw the Punisher is probably going to be in it, and you saw, you know, certain other villains. Spider-Man's always known for having more than one villain in a film. But I think what's special to me is that this movie feels more centered around Spider-Man. I think the past few years, or specifically the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, they've like used like he's had Iron Man as a crutch. Like Iron Man came through like Braun. You know what I mean? Like it was Spider-Man's movie, but then it's like you still had Iron Man being the guy calling the shots.
Yeah, or like Doctor Strange,
or like Strange, the Hulk. Like Tom Holland's never really had his own Spider-Man movie in a sense. You could argue that the one with Mysterio with Jake Gyllenhaal, but then it's like Jake Gyllenhaal takes up so much like 8 spaces of actor, like the Jake
Yeah,
Gyllenhaal.
and
It's
then
like,
also
what?
it was
Jake
like
Gyllenhaal is at Marvel? Like,
yeah, facts.
so I'm excited to see like what Tom Holland does. Like you said, like him being in the Odyssey. I think even look at the trailer, man. He looks like he's aged. He's gotten older. He looks like more like physical. I'm excited to see this performance, man. Like to see how mature he is, and like I said, just the tone being more like realistic and going through the problems, the depression, like you talked about the cocoon, like all that was pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting to see how they explain it though. Like you know what I'm saying, because he used to use web shooters and stuff, but. I'm happy, and I think they will land the plane. I think it's going to be a great year for Marvel. Obviously, Doomsday following that. It's gonna be incredible, bro. I cannot wait. Cannot
No,
wait.
it's definitely gonna be something that it's gonna be epic. One of the movies of the year for sure.
Let me ask: is it gonna pass the Merv Billy check? You think it's gonna hit over a Billy?
Yeah,
Easy. Yeah, I think so
yeah.
too. I
I
mean, the
don't
trailer.
matter.
The
Did you
trailer
see?
said,
Did you see like, bro, fam? Have you seen the uproar on Twitter? Like
yeah,
when it first released, it was everything. There was nothing else
the
other than
algorithm,
Spider Man.
all
It was
Spider
Spider
Man.
Man.
Yeah,
It was all
they said
Spider
it
Man, and
broke
people around the world
the.
are dressing up as Spider Man. Everything, bro. It's gonna be like a billion, probably first weekend. Bill.
That's the first weekend. All right, man. Let's move on to the Oscars. I'm excited to talk about the Academy Awards. Merv and I have been teasing this episode for a while now. It's our first time kind of both watching it together. We weren't in the same place, but we were live chatting and just keeping up with it, kind of sharing our predictions, sharing our quick post thoughts. So I thought it was pretty cool. It was a very commutative experience for me, and it was good, man. Like I was really invested to the Oscars this year. Definitely a long show, and we're going to talk about. Uh,
God damn, bro! I went to bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning over here.
We're going to talk about different ways and suggestions on how the Oscars could probably get a little better, or not even get better, but get back to how it used to be, bro. Because the Oscars used to be like a main stage. I guess things change
Mhm.
now because celebrity changes and everything. But in general, again, I know we don't have the best experience when it comes to the award shows, the Oscars, but we've seen highlights and we've definitely seen different moments, or like when some of our favorite actors have Oscars, so we know certain speeches or times when they won certain things. So, do you have like a favorite Oscar moment? Like I have a couple moments in history that I really really enjoy and that I play back over and over in my head. Like for example, Joe Pesci winning for Best Supporting Actor for Goodfellas in 1991. It was
Yeah.
hilarious. I don't know if you ever saw that speech, but that's the one where he went up for like 3.5 seconds and he said like, "It was my privilege. Thank you."
Well, it's my privilege. Thank you.
Um, Joe Pesci, you're a god for that. That's
Man's
tough.
goated.
He's going for that. He famously had no time for the Oscars. Like it's hilarious. It just reminds me of like you could have sworn someone put a gun to his head and said you had to go.
Yeah.
It really felt like he had better things to do that night, and I think that is just like such a swagger thing to do because what are the Oscars, man? Just like a whole bunch of rich people voting on like what they think is art or what they deem as like a good performance, but everybody's like kind of up in the world.
It's the shortest one. All right, best. Peace.
It was
Later.
very tough. I also like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I always kind of compare their journeys to us, like just being friends and loving the business and the movie industry and hoping to make an impact in it. But I think they were like the epitome of like wholesome. Like they were actually delighted. Two 20-something-year-olds doing their best to kind of keep their shit together on stage. That's what it felt like. Like they were
Yeah.
nervous, but they were also trying to be cool, but they were cool. And it kind of one of those things where it's like probably the greatest moments in their young lives. And I think that their joy was infectious. You saw it off the screen, right? And it just really made for a likable duo. And I think that's why they're so successful today. Like whenever we see them on talk shows and podcasts or see them in movies together, or we see that the fact that their families are so close or that they have the joint company together, I think it really just makes sense. You're like, oh, these guys are really best friends from the crib, and they ended up just making it. And I think that's just so cool because those simple moments are the moments that people will love too. And then lastly, before I let you go, bro, I really, really think Halle Berry in 2002 was like a pivotal moment.
Oh yeah, when she was screaming and like she was like she didn't know what to do with herself, kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she
remember
was
that.
frantic, but like again, those like genuine reactions, I think make for special moments. Of course, if you know you're gonna win, it's a little bit different. It feels calculated, but when you're able to like when you're actually surprised, and it was a surprise, right? Because she made history, becoming the first
Yeah.
black woman to win
hmm
becoming the first actress to win an Oscar for a performance in Monster Ball.
hmm
And while accepting her honor, she celebrated those who paved the way for her, such as like Dorothy Dandridge, the first African American nominated in the category in 1955. And as a fellow woman, she was still fighting for equality in Hollywood. And she even said in her speech, like, this moment is so much bigger than me. And she even said that it's for every nameless, faceless Black woman who has a chance because the door has been opened tonight. And I think that was a cool speech. But the craziest thing is, decades after her historic victory, Barry still remains the only Black woman to win Best Actress at the Academy Awards. So, waiting for someone to come in. And I find that hard to believe with people like Viola Davis out there who are in the middle of performing. But yeah, what are some of your favorite actors or Oscar moments?
One of them, I think, was the recent one. Was with Hugh Kwan, and just like after, like, you know what I mean, like just hearing him speak about it and him getting teary eyed and just like talking about like he really almost gave up on everything. Like, you know what I mean? He was a child actor, and then like he just almost gave up on acting, and then to just come out here and be in such a obviously well renowned movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then the role he played and everything like that, he was just like just to see the raw emotion of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like we see that a lot with like guys when they win a championship in basketball or win MVP or something like that. And it's like everything to them. And it's just like the Oscars, like you kind of forget that because it's like, as we get older now, obviously, and we're in this, we see it now like, oh my God, like this is like serious. You know what I mean? Like this is people's lives. But to see like just the raw emotion and him saying, thank you, Mom, and just so happy to be there and everything like that. Like I think that will make like a grown man, you know what I mean? Not cry, but I get a little teary eyed still. Like it definitely was something that was definitely moving in that moment. For sure. I think another moment I would have to say is R.I.P. Heath Ledger. But Heath Ledger is winning the award after passing away in 2009 for his role as Joker in The Dark Knight. I think that's an historic one, you know what I mean, more than anything else. I think that he really deserved it, number one, but also just like how it happened and how sad, like everybody was just like moved by it, of course, because that was like a crazy moment. But one of the other ones was also kind of recent. I would definitely say I would have to say the La La Land and Moonlight Best Picture mix-up. I think that was like, you've never seen anything like that. Well, I mean, honestly, if we're gonna talk about a moment, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and like it's just like a whole mix up because they put both names on there, which you never really do. You put the winner, but then you put like the second place there, and then they put the second place up top, and it was like a whole weird thing, and just having that mix up, just to have people like have such a moment ruined by like an analytical, you know what I mean? Like a logistical reason and stuff like that. So it just sucked to see for the people, but obviously La La Land winning. Or was it Moonlight? I don't even know who won. I don't know who actually won it because I always get mixed up too. So whoever did win it, obviously was a great moment. For sure with that, and just to ruin, but you know what I mean, that we had a tie this year. There's only been like 3 or 4 ties in Oscars history.
Yeah, that was insane.
But one of my other ones, for Oscars moments is when Will Smith smacked the dog shit out of Chris Rock. Yep.
I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
That's my dog. I stand with my dog, brother.
Man, I don't think I ever asked you this. Were you watching it live or no?
No. My aunt texted me. Okay. And my aunt texted me immediately because me and
did she think it was real? That was what I was gonna ask.
She was like, "Yo, do you see that?" And I was like, "Bro." And then I went to Twitter. Everybody's like, "Yo, what?" Like, so I initially was like, "Obviously, it's a joke. Like, it's Oscars, bro. Nobody's ever done that. It's probably a part of it." Blah blah blah. And then when I found out it wasn't, I'm like, "Wait, this man just boxed this man on live TV,
bro.
Like slapped him, bro. Like." Yeah. And Jada like sent him like a dog, like a thing dog, like they just nodded at that man. You go get him. Type thing, and the nigga went, "Die!" I said, "Yo, damn!" But the only thing that sucks about that is that it was obviously black man to black man. Never like seeing that. I mean, if he smacked a white man, a nigga would have been in jail that night, so it didn't matter. That definitely would have happened. So, I mean, probably a good idea that it was black man, but it just sucked because I feel like now it's all tainted. His win is tainted, and also the Oscars with comedy and everything is kind of tainted in that way as well. So that's what kind of sucks, but I think that's an iconic moment that like everybody remembers.
It is.
Everybody remembers. So
I think in the future, Mavs are gonna rate it. Like right now, I think because we're the typical climate that we're in, like sensitive and just being kind to everybody. Like Mavs are not gonna rate it, but like
21 Savage rated it.
Yeah.
What do you say? If I was Will Smith, I would have slapped him with a stick. Yeah. Yeah, nah, see what I'm saying? Like, some people are just like, nah, I feel that, bro. Don't talk about my wife. Like, you don't know what people are going through. Like, don't talk to my people like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, nah, I feel it still.
Now he's banned from the Oscars. Is it a lifetime ban or is it like a 20 year?
I don't know. I actually don't know. He got his win, so I don't care, but he'll never be nominated again. So that's what sucks.
No matter what he does.
Actually, let me look up. Is Will Smith banned from Oscars?
Didn't he have to give the award in, or is it one or the other? I think he had to either give the award in or be banned, or one of the two.
Damn, he's given a 10-year ban.
Yeah, 10 year. Okay, not bad. We'll see him. He'll play like
He'll
Uncle
he's
Phil.
like in his 60s.
Yeah, he's gonna play like an Uncle Phil type role. Where he goes, "Oh yeah, we'll deserve this." Yeah.
Oh, but he's not the only one banned from the Oscars. Wow, I didn't know that.
Who else? Is there a memorable person that we would be like, "Oh wow"?
I didn't know this. There's 5 Hollywood celebs who cannot attend Academy Awards. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
I might do this at the end
Tough.
as a thing.
All right. Before we move to Act 1, what were your initial thoughts on the 98th Academy Awards? So this year's Oscars. What were your thoughts on it? Because I have so many thoughts. Like, for example, I thought the opening was incredible. Conan killed that. I think Conan O'Brien killed that. I think the production team killed that. But then from there, I felt like, I don't know, Conan last year was funnier in my opinion. I think that some of the jokes didn't really land this year as much.
Yeah.
I think some of the bits too, like I wasn't really a fan of some of the bits, which we'll get into a little bit later. And then I think it was entirely too long. But I do think the performances were good. Like when the Sinners performance went on, I think that was
it was fire.
Especially because they had the ballerina. It was a Misty Copeland who came out of retirement. She said she retired for a hot minute and came out just for that performance, and she killed it. Yeah, which is actually kind of not messed
Don't
up.
Do it. Don't do it.
We know the comment Timothy Chalamet made. But the Academy, they do what they're doing. They're doubling down that.
Nah, they said that they'd had that idea ready for
Conan made it.
But obviously there was a lot of political opinions on there that I feel like is one of the best places to do it. So I actually really enjoyed that and thought that was pretty cool as well. So yeah, man.
Nah, great thoughts. All right. Can't wait to get into this episode, dive into the Oscars. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick media timeout. We'll be back with more Scene DMs after this. Don't go anywhere. Yes, sir. We are back. Scene DMs, season 5. Bro, we're almost, I mean, you're the mathematician here, but we're almost 3/4 to 100. Like, that's crazy. Who would have thought when we started seeing DMs that we would be close to 100 episodes? The love is continuing to grow. The page is growing tremendously. So appreciate the support from everybody out there. But man, we were talking about the 98th Academy Awards, the Oscars that just happened last week very shortly. We just wanted to give our review on it. But before we dive into some of the categories, were there any movies that you didn't see that year from the Oscars last year, or from last year's movie slates that you didn't see, but you saw in the Oscars and like, you know what, I actually want to check that out later?
I think so. One of the ones I didn't get a chance to see, as I'm looking right here, is what was it again? It was A Secret Agent.
Okay, yeah, Wagner Moore.
Yeah, I never got a chance to see that one. And then I was looking at my list. I had a list of like check marks and everything, like movies that I needed to see. I didn't see Blue Moon. I heard about it. I think that was good enough for me. Honestly, I heard there was a lot of dialogue, and that's not my forte personally. So I don't think I would have enjoyed it. But it probably would have been cool still to see it. Another one would have been Arco, the animated one. I never got a chance to see that one. A little Amelia or the character of Rain. Never got to see that. And then the last two I did get to see was the Ugly Stepsister. That I think it was for later categories, and it was just an accident. I never got to see
Oh,
those ones.
that's one that was on my list. It was just an accident for original best screenplay. I heard that was a really good movie. Definitely
Yeah,
an international film. Have to check it out. It looked really good. The concept actually seemed pretty fire too.
yeah.
I think this other movie called Sarat or Sarat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Sirat. But it was nominated for the best international film.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah. That was
premise was fire. I said I might have to
yeah,
check this out. I don't know if it's a different language, but the premise, and I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it
yeah.
has something to do with like a father and a son are traveling to another country to find like the father's daughter. She went missing at a rave, so they're attending different raves to like find like the daughter. That's all I kind of read about it. But I was like, oh, that seems like a cool
That's a nice.
idea,
That's a cool little concept. Yeah,
cool little concept. So those are two films that stood out to me that I wanted to check out. Of course, there's some documentary ones, short film ones, like you mentioned, like Arc and different like animated ones that I think I haven't gotten a chance to get to yet. But speaking about movies that we haven't seen yet, were there any snubs? So any films that you saw in the year of 2025 that deserve to be in the
Mm,
Academy Awards? I mean, the Academy still struggles with cultural impact versus traditional prestige. And I think that's one of the biggest things about the Oscar. The Oscars to me is like referees in basketball, just inconsistent. Like
yeah.
every year, it's like you assume this movie would win because based on the past, this is how voters are voting would, or the systems or the politics would like favor or sway to. But then there's
Yeah.
always like a year or two where it just changes. Like I, I don't think F1 or even like Wicked last year, those type of movies would ever have been nominated like 10, 15 years ago. Like movies are definitely changing. I feel like the Academy's opening up in a sense to allowing certain films to kind of,
Yeah.
have an opportunity at winning, maybe not win, but at least be nominated, like different recognition for different stuff. But even when we talk about some of the performances in the best actors or actresses category, it's like back in the day, maybe this performance, for If I Had Legs, I Kick You, maybe that wouldn't have been nominated. But now they're showing some love to like that little smaller indie
Hmm.
A24 film. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But it's just hard to get a pulse on like what they look for. That's what I meant to say. It's just like very
Yeah.
inconsistent. But there are some films that do get snubbed traditionally, usually the ones that people are still talking about years later. That tells you everything. But for me, I would say like Eddington, I think is one of the films.
Oh yeah, you did talk to me about that one. Yeah.
Directed by Ari Aster. I thought that was going to be on there. I thought it was a very, very well done film. It turned up in the end. It had, Pedro Pascal. It had Austin. It had everybody in there, man. I just think
Mhm.
that I think even Emma Stone had a cameo or like a couple scenes in there. But I think it was a really well acted film, and also at this and Joaquin Phoenix too did his thing in there. I think it looked good, but I think maybe it was a little scary because it kind of it was set in COVID, so I don't know if that throws people off. I know
Mm.
you always talk about like I don't like movies that like
Yeah, have
depict
like
that
that
time
kind of thing.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that it was the reason, but I think it was very reflective and introspective. And I think that's another reason too. Like people, people hate watching movies that make them look in the mirror and be like, damn, this is how our society is right now. Or this is what like we went through or what we did or how our minds kind of psychologically changed because of like COVID or whatever happened to our time and period.
Yeah.
So I think that it was affected by that. 28 years later, I mean, if we're talking about visuals, no, but remember, I'm just talking about just because I'm not just saying
Like a
for
certain categories.
yeah
Yeah. It's like
certain
yeah.
categories, just in general, like what I mean, like the fact that F1 which deserves for sure like sound, visuals, like different stuff like that. I think if you're gonna put Wicked in for visuals last year, if you're gonna talk about Avatar, which is the pinnacle for like
Mhm.
visual effects, I think you still got to put in like 28 years later, maybe for whether it's wardrobe or whether it's for cinematography, right? Because even the fact that they
Yeah.
did it on a cell phone, they did it on the iPhone. I mean, I guess they didn't care about that, but to me, I'm like, man, visually it looks like that. They did it off the iPhone, like
Yeah. I mean, maybe they don't want to give it the recognition because it's just like who cares,
who cares? Yeah.
kind of thing.
But
But
I thought it looked good. Like, and we watched it in theaters, in Vancouver, and even just like some
mhm.
of the kill shots, like I never saw it like happen like that, or you know what I mean. So just even visually, I thought it would have got a little love. And then
Yeah.
I guess some of the other ones, Merv, but maybe I could be tripping. We saw Black Bag. I thought that was a cool movie. It was cool performances. I don't know
Yeah.
what
It's
it would have
solid.
got. I don't know what it would have gotten, but it was a good movie. And then the Testament to Ann Lee. I thought that one for sure, based on performance, the story, the visuals. And then lastly, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I was a big fan of the last Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man, directed by Ryan Johnson. The Knives Out Mystery, it had some pacing issues for sure, and it was far from perfect. But I mean, thematically, it was one of the strongest movies out the whole franchise universe. And
Yeah.
I think the supporting cast of characters were exceptional, like exceptional. You brought back Miley Kunis, you had Josh O'Connor, you obviously have our guy, Daniel Craig. So I think with the casting category being a new one, I feel like that one should have got in there because that was one of those movies where, I mean, all of them are too, Knives Out, but you look at the cast and you're like, dang, he's in this, she's in that, he's in that, she's in that. Like, come on, bro. So I think that they should have deserved it, especially for screenplay, because like those are those like whodunit movies too. So it has to like flow really, really well, or else it'll take you out of it. So, but any films that you thought should have been on there?
I thought from a screenplay perspective, I was gonna say Together. Obviously, we watched that. Like, I really loved that movie. That movie, I felt like it was really, really well done from a screenplay standpoint, but then also from a standpoint of like a visual effects. You know what I mean? I thought that it was pretty well done. I thought Dave did his thing. I thought that he acted his ass off in that one too, but obviously it was like kind of a horror, so I'm not entirely sure
Remember you talked about
that they would give it.
Horror. Yeah,
exactly. I thought that was.
Have you watched that recently? Since you
Together?
Saw it in theater?
Yeah, I watched it twice.
Yeah. I recently watched it. I picked up on something I didn't notice the first time, which is like in the beginning, Alison Brie's character was like all over Dave Franco. You know what I mean? Like even when she fake proposed to him, like obviously we've seen that, but I'm just saying like how she was even acting. Like she was always all over him.
Yeah.
And then when the whole situation happened, it like switched. I didn't notice that. It was like very subtle, but I didn't notice that. And then he
became like obsessed.
And she was like kind of like chill. And I'm like,
Breeze, relax.
Yeah. And I'm like, is that what I guess that's what they wanted. Like that was the whole point of like they wanted to come together and whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they swapped like energies. I didn't really peep that the first time.
No, I thought that was it was a really well done movie. I want to say the next one would be Warfare. I thought it was a decent movie from a special effects, visuals. Bro, there was like no sound, there was like no music, there was no background music in that film. It was all just straight like ASMR, you know what I mean, kind of vibe with it. And I thought that was I don't think it was like the best story ever, but I think it was it was decently done personally, in my eyes. So, the next one would be Ballerina.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Ballerina. Yeah. I rocked the Ballerina heavy. That one was tough, but I think that obviously again, I think that she could have got like obviously it's action though. And it's like just pure action. Like, are they really going to give her like best actress for leading role? Like, come on,
not
man,
for that type of film. But that's why like they need to. Well, we'll talk about it later. But I think they should add like stunts as a category, something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Or something to honor action, because like you said, like action. There wasn't a lot of action films that really got love in the Oscars.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do think people like they try to give Tom Cruise the honorary Oscar this year, which is like obviously
they do it because they don't have to give him one. Yeah.
Give him a real one, but at least he's still being honored. But like it's not the same as an Oscar. And I think it's more of like a lifetime achievement award. But I definitely think if we think about guys like Stallone, rest in peace Chuck Norris, who just passed away, but like guys like Chuck Norris or like the Bruce Lees or like I said, the Schwarzeneggers, like it's crazy to think that they're in the Hall of Fame when it comes to acting, especially with box office, but then they have no like kind of.
But it's like having no championships or MVPs in the league. Exactly. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
and it's like nowadays we see it. We see how hard is it? Like if I had to ask you right now, who's the top 5 action stars right now? Like you're still saying Tom Cruise is one out of the 5, which is crazy.
Exactly, which is crazy because the man's in his age. Yeah.
So it's like we should have honored the Stallone and the prime, Schwarzeneggers when we had him at that time, because there's not a lot of them right now, bro. So it's like I feel bad in a sense, but like you said, that's not what the Academy, valued.
They don't value that at all, and I think that's that sucks because there's a lot of different actresses and actors that like that would have benefited from that action category significantly. So it just kind of sucks that they never really gave him that stuff. But it's like we talked about. It's like in sports, we kind of put everything back to basketball because that's what we know. But it's very comparable when it comes to this stuff because like there's only one award you can get. You know what I mean? Like there's only one trophy that goes out, and then best picture is like the championship, and then best actor is like the MVP. And it's like, you know what I mean? There's only
comparison.
one that they give out to each, you know what I mean? So it's hard to, and sometimes it's the same best actors and the same best picture. You know what I mean? It's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's difficult to kind of, to get that. And the committee changes their sway so much that they're like, oh, like, I like this movie this year because it's more artistic. And then they're like, oh, I like this movie because it's more this and this and this. And it's just like they change their tone every year. And it reminds me a lot of how we change our views on like MVPs, like what means to be an MVP and things like that. So, I think it's just like it's hard to kind of get. And now I understand why some people don't have Oscars, honestly.
Right. You're starting to see why for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's move on to I think, like you said, it's the beginning, but I think we should start off with the best award. I think the biggest, award of the night is the championship, like you mentioned, the Best Picture Award. So this year's nominees, I feel like, had a lot of range. Some leaned into scale, some leaned into spectacle. Others were intimate and character-driven. I think the winner, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say it felt like a compromise, but it was a film that did everything well, but didn't take the biggest swing like our other movie that we found is we thought was deserving. But that will always be a good debate. Do you reward films for being clean or complete, or do you reward them for taking risks, or ones that are divisive, or ones that history remembers because they took a risk, right? So
Yeah.
the nominees, I'll just go over the nominees real quick for everybody. So it was Begonia, it was F1, it was Frankenstein, it was Hamnet, it was Marty Supreme, it was The Secret Agent, it was Sentimental Value, it was Sinners, it was Train Dreams, and it was also One Battle After Another, with the winner being One Battle After Another. But what were your thoughts on that category, that debate of like who should have won, and then also talk about some of the movies? 'Cause I know you've seen, I think, we both seen all the movies in this category.
Yeah, all the movies on there.
Yeah.
I think that I think that it was a robbery, bro. I think that Sinners should have won that. Personally, I think that Sinners was the best movie of the year. I watched Sinners. Obviously, it came out early in the year, and every movie I watched was like, all right, is this going to be better than Sinners? Because that was a pinnacle. And I just never saw it. I thought One Battle After Another came close. I thought Weapons would have came close, but it really didn't. And I just thought that from a standpoint of story complexity and like turning it back around on each other, on itself, and everything like that, I felt like it was just like it was so profound in what it meant. And I think that's the reason it didn't get Best Picture, personally. And a lot of people I saw, like I went today on IMDb just to see some of the reviews. They were just like, oh, it was like I couldn't follow the story. And I was like, what? Like, fam, like, what are you talking about? How can you not follow the story? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like so many excuses that I saw. I was just like, and they're like, yo, why can't it just be two separate movies? Like, The Vampires was one movie, and then the start of it was another movie. And I'm like, fam, like that he would have made the movie if that was the case. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they both needed that for the story to mean something. You know what I mean? Like, in a world where nobody thinks, they just it's a very simple concept. But I think that the people that were a part of the committee, people that watched it, and a lot of like respect to obviously white viewers, but I feel like they didn't understand it, and people that did understand it were just like, why was it like that, or like, why would it be like that? And it's just like, bro, it's like I will say true story. It's a story about it's like Get Out.
Truth in it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like Get Out, bro. Do you think we think that there's gonna be white people out here just taking people's brains, black people's brains, and bodies, and switching their brains? Like, fam, obviously not. But you understood that one. You understood Get Out. Like, that's what I'm saying. You understood Get Out. It's literally the exact. You see what I'm saying? Like, everything that every Jordan Peele movie is a metaphor for something. It's not like the literal, like, straightforward. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's what the point of the movie is. It's literally a black horror.
Facts.
And what's horrifying of black horror is that it's just like the people obviously add vampires to it, but in that one, but it's like, it's just, I seen a video on it actually. The guy was talking about, he's like, why horror and genre is in gender and race is so interesting is because in a white male horrors, like existential, like it's usually aliens coming, and aliens usually look like white men and everything like that, and it's all that kind of thing, and from a different, you know what I mean, and they look a lot alike, you know what I mean, and from that perspective, and it's because they're a higher end of human beings that, you know what I mean. And then when it's women, it's like, oh, it's like an entity that wants to take their body and use them and stuff like that, you know what I mean, and things like that. That's the kind of horror, because that's their reality, you know what I mean. And then when it's black horror, it's usually very like simple. It's just like, it's set in a time where there was a lot of slavery and racism, and we just exaggerated it to make it seem like it was vampires, to see that the people that were trying to steal our culture and stuff like that. And that's it. It's not a hard concept. You know what I mean? That's all it was. And then you just mixed in that with the thing. And so anyways, sorry, that was my little rant, but I felt like it wasn't a very complex thing to understand, movie to understand. I didn't even think it was really that scary personally. I didn't think it was on the level of horror, but yeah, so that's why I thought it should have won. Like, I didn't feel like one battle after another had a lot of complexities in it. I felt like it was a very straightforward story, but it was about a revolutionary black woman. It was about a white dad that didn't know what the hell he was supposed to do with it, because he wasn't really a part of that, you know what I mean? And then it was about another white guy that was trying to be, that really wanted to be really, really white, but just loved black women. As he said, he's like, you love black women? I love kind of vibe, you know what I mean? And I just felt like the movie wasn't like, it was very, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the movie's not good. I'm just saying it's not better than Sinners. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being number 2.
No.
I just thought that it was just very simple. It wasn't any complexities to it. I thought it was shot very well. The story was very good. But I just didn't think it was better than Sinners. That's all I thought. That's my long spiel about it.
No, that's fair. I definitely think that Sinners deserved to win the Best Picture award for sure. I think Sinners was the movie of the year. Ryan Coogler definitely did his job delivering a film that connects immediately. I think when you talk about the identity, the tension, just all feeling layered, like Merv talked about, it's just like one of the audience's strongest arguments, man. I think that people were so divisive over it. Like you said, like they left the theater. People were trying to figure out, decode things. What does this mean? What does the post-credit scene mean? What does Stack represent? Who does Smoke represent? Like, what does Grace do? Like, why did she make that decision? And you learn so much about it. It's just like one of those Easter egg films too, that's just riddled with history. And I think that they did a great job of utilizing the blues and utilizing music as, like you said, a metaphor for slavery, for culture, for identity, for community, just for all these things, right? So I think it was definitely a well-shot film, looked film, which we're going to talk about it winning for cinematography later. But I also loved One Battle After Another as well. And I think that, like, classic, like when you think about PTA, The Master with the guy who passed away, Philip Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like PTA has, put out so many great movies, and he's kind of like Tarantino, where he doesn't have a lot of movies, but the movies that he does has like hits, and they're also indie classics. And not a lot of people are like, I don't like this one. So I think it was like due for him as well. It just sucks that it came at the expense of Sinners, and it came at the expense of this moment, and the expense of like Ryan Coogler. But I did think they got their lick back, bro. How would you have? See, but that's the thing. I wouldn't have wanted him to like have a co-winner. I think Sinners should have won for sure, but. Again, I really loved One Battle After Another. I think PTA doesn't really miss when it comes to control and the structure of the film, the rhythm, the precision, man. It was great because I remember texting you saying like, yo, the movie's 3 hours, but some movies, what I'm talking about, Merv. You're drifting off asleep a little bit for 1 or 2 minutes, or like you could go use the bathroom or go get a refill on your iced tea or whatever because you're like, I ain't missing nothing. But like Sinners and One Battle After Another both had me locked in. Even One Battle After Another, I left the theater like it's 1 a.m. Like, oh, it's a 3-hour movie. It didn't even feel like that because it just felt like scene after scene after scene after scene. Like I was just like so invested into the movie. But I think that the fact that PTA and also Ryan Coogler are friends and they're like respect each other, I think that it made the win that much better as well. Because I'm not gonna lie, I like PTA's speech. I think he referenced the 1975 Academy Awards. He spoke about how like, man,
how it was like packed, like they didn't lose. You know what I mean?
And he made a great point, Merv. He was like, bro. Sometimes it's not about like what movie is technically better. Sometimes it's about how you feel that day. Like it's how like your mood determines your capacity for what you like when it comes to entertainment. And that's a fact because we all know like not every day you want to listen to NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a time and a place.
Yeah,
just like how there's not every day you want to listen to like the Isley Brothers, like or like all through the day. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place to listen to slow music, to fast music, to like EDM, to hip hop, to trap. So it's like depending on your mood, you can go through a breakup and now all of a sudden you're listening to, Bryson Tiller and what's his name? And Brent Fayez, like, you know what I'm saying, or Drizzy. Or there's days where you're on your thing, and you're not trying to listen to that because you're in a successful relationship. Like, this moods really affect how you participate in certain things that you watch or listen to. And I think that he was right about that, because when it comes to the movies in this list, there were so many good movies, fam. Like, there's so many good movies, and there was a point where I thought some of them had a chance, but for sure, Sinners and I think One Back to the Other were always at the forefront. But with that 1976 Oscars, Merv, the Academy Awards for Best Picture, the 48th Academy Awards, it was one that Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that won, so Jack Nicholson. But it was competing against Jaws, Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. Jaws, I'll say it one more time. And Barry Lyndon, which is a Stanley Kubrick film. So again, that's beefed up, and that's not even all the movies in that category. So again, I think that ones, it was just like, because again, who's to say how did Jaws lose? Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? But everybody could have felt different on that particular day. But man, Sinners should have definitely won. But PTA and One Back to Another One, thought they were both great films. Let's move on to the next category, which is, let's talk about the directing category. I think this was a very interesting one as well. So
it's the same.
Yeah, pretty much the same. So what did you feel about this one?
I still think it was a Ryan Coog thing. I think that he should have swept both Best Director, Best Picture, and then obviously Michael B. Jordan with the other one. But I think that he should have got Best Director for this one as well. I don't think PTA should have got it, but I know why he got it because of, like we talked about, it's like when they gave Kobe an MVP in 2007. It's like 2007, 2008.
We're competing. I think he directed the better movie out of the two for that year.
Yeah, he definitely did better than Smash.
I thought it was
Machine,
cool
sure.
that they split up and did their own thing. But at the same time, I think this movie was significantly better than the Smashing Machine, or at least it had more interesting things in it when it comes from a directorial standpoint. We talked about the opening scene, the credits, him, making out with Odessa. And then it going into Forever Young, and then even at the end, with how the sperm is, it doesn't even feel nasty. It just like is weirdly beautiful, like how he was able to transition that into the opening of the movie. And at the end of at the end of that scene, Forever Young was playing, but it was a soundtrack, and it sounded like kids were singing. So it was like all those things I feel like was so intentional, and even how they were singing, it was funny, and it just like, in the moment, you're just watching the movie, but then when you realize like what the movie represents at the end, how it ends on the baby, and you're just like, oh man, he put that all together. Like that was pretty tough from a directorial standpoint. Even just having a period piece, New York, it really gave us that like sense of that period. You watched Sentimental Value. What did you think about Trier and his direction when it came to that movie?
I thought it was good. I didn't respect to the movie, I didn't really see the because everybody was hyping it up a lot. I didn't really see the hype behind it. If I was going for a little bit more emotional movie, I actually would have probably went with Train Dreams. Train Dreams are a little bit more emotional for me. Yeah. I actually thought that one was devastating. So that's why it was like more emotional and just such an interesting, like a simple but interesting concept. I didn't think, and like I spoke to my teammate about this, but I spoke and said that I think it's very difficult to judge movies that are in different languages, because I feel like the translation they use is not the actual thing that they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, because we have to change it into English, but certain things, phrases, words they use don't like translate over. So like even when I saw because I watched it, and then when I seen that they showed the clip at the beginning with Conan and they were showing the subtitles or whatever of it, I was just like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like my subtitles didn't even look like that. And obviously it was like they changed it a little bit, whatever. But like they didn't even look like that. Like what he said at this point, I was like, oh, he didn't say that in mine. So that's why it was kind of difficult for me to be like, oh, maybe that's what I missed from it, and things like that. But I didn't think it was like that. I thought I really enjoyed Train Dreams. Honestly, I thought Train Dreams was beautifully shot. I thought the story was cohesive. I thought from a directing standpoint, it was a very good story. Personally. It reminded me a lot by like Stand By Me-ish. A little bit. Yeah, like I felt like that was kind of the vibe I got from it. So
that's true. I didn't even think about that. That's fire. Yeah. But yeah, PTA, man, he kind of did the Holy Grail, which is very rare. I think Sean Baker did this last year. where he got, best original or adapted screenplay. Not pretty sure original. Best original screenplay for Nora. And then he also got best picture and best director. So this year PTA got those 3 things as well, which is I think it only happened a couple times in history where the director also got best picture, best director, and also the screenplay. So all those things hitting at a high level. But the next category is best cinematography. We don't even have to go through the nominees because this one was a surefire win for cinema.
I mean, I'm not gonna even say it was a surefire because there was a lot, man. Like I thought Frankenstein looked really well. Was shot very well. I thought, like you said, Marty Supremo shot very well. Obviously, for me, it would have been Sinners, of course.
Yeah.
But I thought that from a standpoint of like different movies looking well, like I thought like Marty Supremo looked really good. I thought One Better After Another also looked great.
I did.
I thought Train Dreams also looked amazing. That's what I spoke about. I thought it looked very good. What else? That was in that category. I don't remember what else was in that category, but there was a lot of movies that looked really well done. But I think, like we talked about, I watched Sinners again like the other day after they won, and I was like, yeah, this movie. I totally agree.
The next one, makeup and hair. This is we don't have to talk about this one. Spend too much time on this, but
Frankenstein deserved that.
Frankenstein definitely deserved it. To become the legendary monster in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi had to spend 400 hours, like 400 cumulative hours, sitting in the makeup chair with the team led by Mike Hill, Jordan Samuel, and Salona Fury, who applied over 40 prosthetics. Now, as someone who sat in a chair and had to get their tattoos removed, and I just have my chest and my arms done, and that took 2 hours, and that was like I couldn't be on my phone, like I had to. You have both my arms out. It was tough to just lock in. Remember we talked about Jim Carrey and how they had to hire
for the Grinch.
Yeah, for the Grinch.
He had to get some
like
Marines. Navy Marines or something like that.
Yeah, but just the work that goes into the art, I think Del Toro's fantasy is well represented in the craft categories because at that night they won a lot, and the win also came on the heels of them winning costume design. So they won costume design as well because Kate Halley. She won and was nominated for her first time, but she won for the costume design. So I think they did their thing when it comes to that. But you have any issues with that? Frankenstein cleaning up in the makeup and hair department?
No, I thought all the categories that Frankenstein won, I was like, yeah, I agree still.
I should have done my research before we did this pod, but like, does that mean that Del Toro has the Oscar? Like, you know what I mean?
No, well, his movie does, but not him. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll go around and say, hey.
Yeah. My film won an Oscar. I'll say that for sure. Yeah.
Hey.
It was makeup, and casting, but it's all right. I'll take it.
That's funny. The visual effects. Before we get into Act 2, the last category we'll talk about visual effects. So the winner was Avatar: Fire and Ash. Any dispute there?
Nope. I watched that in 4DX. Absolute cinema. I told you that when we reviewed it and talked about it. Yeah, man. I didn't have any. I didn't have any ones with that. I said it was well deserved. For sure. That's what I said. I said immediately it was well deserved. Well deserved.
No, I definitely agree. All right, we're gonna take a quick time out. We'll be back with Scene DMs for Act 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. We are back. Issue 71. And we're talking about the Oscars. It's been a great episode so far. Very fun breaking down what happened a few nights ago or a couple weeks prior when the Oscars happened. And it was just fun. It was entertaining. There were some misfires. There were some mishaps. But I think overall I had a great time enjoying myself watching the Oscars and experiencing that with my brother. But before we talk more Oscars, when it comes to the bits, 'cause I think that's the biggest part of award shows, right? It's like the chemistry, the ability to keep the audience engaged. You know, whenever I used to watch the BET Awards, the MTV Awards, the Grammys back then, like they always had those like bits. And it's cool and funny because those bits can also be promotional.
Yeah.
So for example, I think, when it came to these bits, one of the weaker ones, and I know you probably won't agree, but one of the weaker ones for me was the Marvel bit. And we obviously know they're promoting the Doomsday film that's coming out soon. So they had RDJ come out. They had Chris Evans come out. Because obviously those two, with the movie, costumes, hair, like it just seemed like it was a good synergy and it just seemed like it made sense. So again, I think that bit struck because they all kind of like collaborated. But then I also liked that they had that little cheeky moment between them where Winter kind of embodies Presley's character and she shades Hathaway by calling her Emily as in Emily Blunt. That was hilarious. The whole crowd was going crazy for that. And then after that, when Hathaway asked Winter about her opinion about her outfit, which again, we just thought like her dress was very beautiful, and Hathaway's, Winter literally responded by ignoring the question and moving on and saying like, the nominees were. I thought that interaction was really fun because it was a great way to let the world know the sequel's coming out, but also to show us that like Anna Winter can be a part of the joke. But any other bits that you kind of like? Oh, I also like the was Adrian Brody the one that gave MBJ? Yeah, he came out and I thought that was funny because he was like trying to like look for.
And he brought all the pieces of paper.
It felt real genuine. That was kind of cool. I know Zendaya and Robert Pattinson came out. First of all, Tom Holland, brother, you are strong. You're stronger than me. First of all, I'm just out there, but you're strong. You're if I was him, first of all, I would start taking some different roles where he could start doing his thing too. Because you're strong, brother. I don't know. He's Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man fan. Nobody can say nothing to him. He's Spider-Man. Nobody can say nothing. To him,
but they had their obviously chemistry coming out together, promoting the drama that comes out in a week or two. But any bits that you thought were cool or that you liked or didn't like?
I liked Channing Tatum and what's his name?
Oh yeah.
When they were talking about animated films. No, they were talking about he's like, oh, you did a film with who was it again? He's like, yo, you did a film with somebody. He's like, yeah, I won something with him. He's like, oh, you must be nominated. He's like, no, I'm not nominated. No, he's like, oh, that's awkward. I always forget that Channing Tatum is funny. So like, I forget he be getting in his funny bag. Like I'd be like, oh, this man's actually funny, bro. He's and
then they utilize them again in the crowd with the Artie.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to disrespect him though. I think he's from the community. Is he from Community? Is he from? I don't want to disrespect him.
He's in a lot. He's in a lot. Yeah, he's good. He's funny.
Is he in the Community? Let me see if it's him. I don't think so.
That was a great bit though. And Channing Tatum.
What is he in, bro? I don't want to snake him. I want to give him his name because a second. Oh no. The other one I would say is the continuation of the Doomsday one is was when Robert Pattinson came. I mean Robert Pattinson. Jesus. Robert Downey Jr. came back out with the Magic Mike underwear, and Channing Tatum from the crowd was like, "I'm gonna need that back. I got work tonight."
That was funny.
That was actually hilarious, But yeah, man, I think that I'm trying to remember the man's name, bro. I don't want to disrespect him, but I can't find it. Everything's the Doomsday crap.
Yeah, this one, no love to him.
No love. But yeah, man. I think those are a couple of the bits that I really enjoyed, though.
Nice. All right, man. Let's move on and talk about the best speeches. And this is kind of where the night lives for me personally. I think people don't understand there's a SAG, right? There's the BAFTAs. There's like all these different awards that lead up to these awards, the Oscars, right? So sometimes people try to like trend or try to, I guess, chart the trend. Like I think that MBJ's chances of winning the Oscars went up because he won the BAFTAs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all connected in a sense.
Yeah.
SAG also has their awards too, the writers and stuff.
I'm so sorry to cut you off. It's Will Arnett. Why am I forgetting? Why Will Arnett, man? Yeah. Holy, my fault, Will.
But that's why. That's why.
My fault. We're playing right into the joke. My fault.
It's like, who is that guy? He's that ultimate. Who is that guy? Yeah, that's funny. But I think the speeches are very important. But man, the obvious one for me has to be MBJ. You know, I feel like we were all waiting for that one. And I think that he gave, like I said, I like the ones that are genuine. To me, he gave the most authentic speech because he came up there and the first thing he said was, "Hey, mom." Like, first of all, he took his mom. Jacob Elordi took his mom. That was very wholesome. That reminds me of something I would do for sure.
Put his dad in the back, which is insane. He's like, "Where's my dad at? He just came from Ghana." I said,
That's crazy. That was crazy. But I think that you know what's insane, Merv, and I know that you and your family will respect this. I'm not even trying to call you out like that. I'm just saying I just knew for a fact. I actually said this out loud. Similar to how we did the Scream episode, and I was like, yo, wait a minute. Like, how come there's so many black people in the Scream too? After like the 7th speech, I was like, wait a minute, not one person has said like thank you to God. Like on me, like on my mother, I promise you, not one person, like Amy Madigan, the first one, to whoever, like never like said like, and I was like, I'm not saying you have to, but I was just like, I thought that was different. I didn't know if that the telecast was cutting that out, and I don't think they were. Yeah. But Michael B. Jordan was literally the only, like one of the few ones, I don't want to say the only one, the ones that I can recall that literally was like thanking God, like had so much gratitude for his parents.
And it was just like you could see the love and like, you know what I mean, how much they pour into each other. And like the fact that he was so happy for her, she was just like happy that he was there for her. And I thought it was like very cute. And it just like showed like a nice like acting couple that like, you know what I mean, really was there and in their older age.
Yeah.
And for her to win in like their older age, and like it was such a dope thing to see. And I thought she was well deserving of the award. And I thought it was so cool to hear her speech and just thank her husband and for him to not even like try to take her shine, bro. Like he didn't even try to do anything. Like it's Ed Harris, fam. Like we all know who he is, but he's just like, nah, like this is about my wife. Like, you know what I mean? She won. And she has a name, Amy Madigan. She has her own name. She has her own stuff. And I'm like, wow. So that's really, I really like that one. That was really
her laugh was cute. I thought it was funny. She had a nervous laugh. And then she said, "Oh my God, my legs are shaking." That was funny. But like you said, just man, shout out to Ann Gladys, man. There's gonna be a prequel. There's gonna be an Ann Gladys story coming out because the success of what she did. So I think after
Oscar award winning, baby.
After Zach Cregger does the new Resident Evil, I'm sure he's gonna go back to Ann Gladys and revisit the weapon story. So that'll be cool to see her on screen again. But yeah, that was a great choice too, bro. I thought that was very, very, very fun. I also liked we talked about Autumn already, her winning the best cinematography award. But I think the moment that made it really cool was that she asked all the women to stand up in the audience, and like you know how sometimes, respectfully, sometimes like when women push the women empowerment agenda and it feels forced. Like that didn't feel forced. It really felt like, nah, we're honoring all the women that had something to do with film tonight. Yeah. Like, everybody stand up. It didn't seem like, you know, like she was trying to do it for likes or clicks. It just felt like a genuine moment. I thought it was so cool that she was able to do that. But I think what was even cooler is that, like I talked about MBJ, you know, commenting on the history before him, she also talked about Rachel Morrison, who was the first woman to ever be nominated, right? So just giving 8 years ago. So just giving her that moment as well to bring her name up again and speak life of like, yeah, you didn't win, but like you being nominated also gave me the power to show like, exactly.
I can be nominated as well and win. I mean, like that's dope.
And I think the most beautiful moment is where Ryan Coogler ran and got her kid from the first.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say that too. I said that's super dope. You can see how close he is to her and the family for him to like run to the back and go get her son so that he can be at the front to see his mom saying his speech. Like I thought that was so cool, man. That was really dope.
Exactly. And then lastly, I'll say, bro, I was a fan of one of Paul Thomas Anderson's speeches. Like he seemed super nervous. He was like fidgety with the trophy. And I just like that he kind of one spoke about the movie and how one after another. Remember how we spoke about like him having an interracial relationship with Maya. He talked about Maya. He talked about the fact that, you know, this award is dedicated to his kids because of how much time he spends on writing and directing, and it takes away from the family. So I like that. And then he kind of just tied it all into the movie and to his kids about like, we're sorry for this like like this mess that we're leaving the next generation. And I'm like, man, that is kind of what One Bow After Another kind of is about like how does Leo, you know, partake like Willow and prepare her for the generation when her evolution is different from his, and his was even different from Tiana Taylor's. Like there was just so much about it. I just felt like it was all connected. So I like that. And like I said, like the way he speaks and stuff, you could just tell he loves cinema. Like I love whenever like Quentin Tarantino, PTA, Martin Scorsese, James Cameron, Steven Spielberg. I mean, no, it sounds like all the big shots, but when those kind of like NYU film nerdy guys start talking about films, bro, I could like listen to them all day, bro. Like you could just tell they love movies. Like just love talking about movies. So I thought that was kind of cool that he brought that up. But man, that's awesome. Let's talk about the casting category. That was the first year they did the casting, and the winner was One Bow After Another. Was Cassandra.
Don't agree.
Why not?
I just thought Sinners, it was a perfect cast. Like perfect. Like, you know what I mean? I love, again, like I think Chase Infinity did her thing. I think Tiana Taylor did her thing. Obviously Leo, Benedictio, and then
I think Chase was the factor. I think Chase was the factor.
I think that, I mean, but did she do better than Miles?
No. Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Right? That was his first acting. That was his first acting gig, and it was damn near a lead, like damn near.
Okay.
It was him, and then it was Michael B. Jordan twice. It was Rumi, and then and then it was Delroy, and then it was what? And then it was Remick. Fam, you see what I'm saying? Haley, like come on now, like that's what I'm saying. Like their casting was OD. And then Cornbread, like come on, like I feel like that was. I mean, I guess they maybe Chase, but if we're gonna go bar for bar,
no, you're right.
If we're gonna go bar for bar, it's like Chase and then Miles. And I think Miles did a better job than she did personally.
I forgot Miles. That was his first role. That's why I was when they won for casting. My whole thing was like, oh, she she put Chase Infinity on because she hasn't had like a big role before or hasn't been in the feature film ever. So I was thinking like, oh, they identified casting because she identified like a diamond in the rough, but that could also be said about Miles. So that's a great point.
Yeah, and he was singing. He was like damn near like the lead, and then it was like I said, like if we're gonna go bar for bar, then it's MPJ and Leo.
But that's
MPJ
why like I don't know.
Job, you know what I mean?
I don't know what the stipulations are for that award because even when I thought about it, I was like, okay, so they have Delroy Lindo talking up there, but like he doesn't need like you know what I mean? Like you could hit up Ryan Coogler and be like, I want to be in your film fest. He'll be like, yeah, of course. Like it's Delroy Lindo, but also the same thing could be said about Leo and Benicio del Toro. That's why I wish I knew what the category was like hinged on. Like, 'cause I don't know.
It's probably there's probably no criteria. It's probably just based on like how they thought the film looked, and if it's the best picture, then it's probably had the best cast. So honestly, we probably saw like the future of the best picture just by seeing who the best cast was. Personally.
Oh, so interesting. So you think in the future going forward, like this will be like a telltale sign. You know what it reminds me of? Like when you used to watch the BET Awards and if a performer performed, I'd be like, oh, they're gonna win later because like why would they perform?
Exactly.
So that's an interesting point, and I want to hold you to that in the future. We'll see. I think that's a great point. You might be right, bro.
I think I'm just putting it out there because if you think about it, the best casting obviously has to be. If you thought it was the best casting, you obviously has to think it's one of the best movies, if not the best movie. So we'll see, and we'll just do it from this point on. We'll see. So I'm 1 for 1 right now. So we're gonna see if it's going for the next 10 years what it's gonna look like, and if it's gonna be the same thing. So
I thought she had an awesome moment because when she accepted the award, Cassandra Kilacundes was like, she won an Oscar before PTA, which was hilarious because technically she did.
Technically, a couple hours before.
Even though we knew he was gonna win, so that was like cool because like that's an inside joke I guess that they had that I caught on to, and I think that the overall presentation of that award was awesome. Like they had like an actor from each movie and then speak glowingly about a casting agent. I thought that was pretty cool. They give them their just dues. But man, next category, supporting actor category. This category was loaded, I think.
No, I think Aunt Gladys for the actress. I thought Aunt Gladys, and that was Amy Madigan. I thought she deserved it. I thought, what's it called? Tiana Taylor did her thing. I also thought
she won an Emmy.
I always blank on her name.
Wumi?
No, Wumi did her thing.
Elle Fanning from Sentimental Value or no?
I didn't think Elle Fanning deserved that. I don't feel like she did enough personally.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I liked her better in Badlands.
Yeah, like I thought like she had more of like a supporting role. Like I didn't feel like she had enough, but I thought Rose Byrne was all right. Like Rose Byrne was
but you didn't like the movie though. Yeah,
but I didn't like the movie, so I thought she was good. But I don't understand how she was. She wasn't in that category, was she? I'm tweaking because that was supporting.
No. She won. She was in that leading.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, so I thought that Aunt Gladys deserved it. Amy Madigan. I didn't think Ella Fanning did enough personally. I thought Tiana Taylor did her thing. I wasn't sure if there was another sentimental value actress that was in that one. But it didn't matter who else was in it. I thought Aunt Gladys deserved it personally. But what do you think?
Yeah, she stole the movie, bro. I think that when you even think about Conan O'Brien, the meme, or even how he dressed, like, you know what I mean? He dressed like her from Weapons.
Exactly.
I think that even just the whole, I think I made a joke. I think we played Ottawa and Moms and Micah came down. I remember I had the bowl and then I was like joking around about snapping the thing in the room that we were staying at. Like, even just the stuff that she was doing, it made me just, like, I still think about to this day. When I think about her presence in the film, she had that veteran presence where you feel like she lived an entire life before she even showed up. Yeah. And she went through just so much, man. She was like menacing, but she was also like the old sweet lady, but then she was also a very witch vibe. So it was just, she was able to encompass so much. And I think her performance was so strong in the fact that, you know, they're going to give her a prequel, even though we saw her literally get ripped to shreds. Like, so
I don't know if we need a prequel, but hey, man, let it rock. So I don't know if
we've seen worse. Need it. We've seen worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. So what about the supporting actor?
That one was difficult, man. I thought that personally, I thought Benicio did a better job than Sean Penn. I thought he did a better job than Sean Penn. I thought he was more. Obviously, Sean Penn did his thing. Like, don't get me wrong, but I thought Benicio like really stole the show.
He did.
As soon as he came on screen, I was like, damn, when is he going to be on screen again? You know what I mean? Like, like a few beers. You know what I mean? Like his lines were like iconic in that sense. And I felt like he kind of stole the show in that. And he wasn't. It didn't seem like. What I enjoyed about it, it didn't seem like he was trying hard. You know what I mean? Like it felt like it flowed, like it was just flowing out of him. You know what I mean? Like
that's consistent with his performances. You think about his classic Usual Suspects and just how he is. He's just easygoing. You think about
Sicario,
him.
Sicario was chilling. Yeah, he was the same words.
He's really good at that like offbeat rhythm that he makes the dialogue feel improvised, and it feels like it's just in the moment. And I think maybe the reason why he didn't win, although I do agree with you, especially because like he was actually slick hilarious. Like the time where Bob can say like, "Yo, what time is it? What time?" Like what time? And then he says the time in the background. I was crying. I'm like, "Bro, he's not even talking to you. He's talking to the guy on the phone."
Yeah, I know. And the man's just like in the back, just chilling.
It's like 8:17. I just love how like calm he was, like you said. I think that the reason why he didn't win is because it was like less narrative weight. Like you said, like his character didn't really impact the story that much in terms of like how Sean Penn's character literally anchors the story. But I agree, man. Like Del Toro was like you said, like when is he back on screen? Like, nah, he's not on screen right now. Like him and Leo, man, their chemistry was even cool to see the selfies they took in the car and how he posted it on Instagram. Like all that shit was amazing to me. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think that was super dope, to be honest with you. But no, sorry, continue.
No, I was gonna say Sean Penn, like this one was a tough one too because he already has 2. So I'm like, gang, I don't know what made them want to give this to him, especially because he doesn't even.
I think wasn't there,
bro. He don't even rock with it. Man's been not rocking with the Oscars. He's been like not rocking with the Oscars. So I was surprised that they did that, but I do think he does play that volatile mentor figure. And man, he was cooking, like to the point where we're like, why is he walking like that? Why is he talking like that? Like he really made some very intentional choices that are different from his personality. Like he was like, if you know Sean Penn or seen a lot of Sean Penn movies, like he really crafted a unique character in Colonel Lockjaw, because that's not how Sean Penn is in real life. Like Sean Penn was smoking at the Emmys, man. Like he's a cool guy. He's a chill guy. Like so,
I thought he did his thing, man. But I thought Jacob killed it. As Frankenstein.
Yeah,
I thought he killed it as Frankenstein. It was kind of weird that he got supporting. I thought he would more be leading, but I guess they gave it to Oscar. Yeah. But Jacob, I feel like Jacob was really good as Frankenstein, like really, really good as Frankenstein personally. So that was kind of a difficult one for you to just, you know what I mean? Like
overlook.
I don't know if he was second. I don't know who was second kind of thing. He might have been. And then I think Stalin Skarsgård was second in sentimental value. And I was just like, I don't even know if I agree with that. I feel like I'm a sinner's like apologist. So like I'm thinking that Delroy, if it wasn't Delroy, it should have been Benicio. In my eyes, and then it went Sean Penn, and then Jacob would have been up there too. So it was a like we always talk about. It was a stacked year, man. It was very hard to pick.
The reason why, man, I love that Jacob pick too. Do you think that maybe it's because it was more of a body physical performance from him? Because as Frankenstein, he wasn't saying many words. You know what I mean? But even that is hard to pull off. You know, to deliver, to act like that. But do you think that's maybe a factor into why he didn't win? What I also want to note too is I hope he doesn't get discouraged as one of our young actors. I wouldn't say he's a movie star, but he's been doing this thing since like I ain't gonna lie. You watched Euphoria before, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't think like if you had to look at that cast, especially after season 1, I didn't think he would be the one that like you knew Zendaya was going to be a star. Like since Disney fam, Zendaya's been.
I didn't think he was going to be like that.
I didn't think he would like. He's damn near under Zendaya. I don't think. I mean, Sydney Sweeney, I guess, would be second.
No,
but
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob. Right. So, man, I think that I just don't want. What I'm trying to say is I hope he doesn't get discouraged. I hope he continues to make big films, but also take chances, because that's what he's been doing recently, man. So. Similar to Timothée Chalamet and Austin Butler, I hope those 3 guys who are around their 30s like don't get discouraged, man. Continue pumping out these films like twice a year, every year. Like I just like the consistency from all 3 of those guys. And I hope that they don't get discouraged because they're not getting like their flowers from the Academy right now. You know what I mean? I hope that they continue to be the shifters and the groundbreakers when it comes to this generation of actors. But you made some great points, man. Delroy Lindo, man, sheesh, the gravitas that he brought to that film, just
Delta Slim.
the comedic sense too, right? All right, bro. You said when he ate the
He's
clover.
like, my nerves all got me all messed up, man. He's like that beer got me all messed up, man. He's like, okay.
He was hilarious doing that, bro. I'm crying, bro.
And he was just like, hey, y'all smell anything? He's like, nah. He's like, I think I just shit myself.
Man, and then he was able to be emotional. Like that monologue he had in the car, man.
Yeah.
And I saw a video about how he said it was like accidental brilliance because he said on that take, he kind of improvised some of that because Michael B. Jordan didn't stop at they had like a marker. They said that Michael B. Jordan went past the marker and Ryan Coogler didn't yell cut. So he kept he improvised the humming that wasn't in the script. So just to see him like bring his nuance to a script and to see how that all came together and it became one of the more emotional parts of the film as they're driving past the cotton fields and he's telling a story about his broski and how he got locked up and then got killed and all that stuff. Like, I think, it really added, like you said, just that emotional level and weight to the film. But man, Delroy should have definitely won. I don't know if he's won supporting before. I think he's been nominated before, but he's definitely one of our underrated like actors. But in the community and in our culture, if you know, you know. Like, man's been in Malcolm X. He's been in bare films. You know, I just feel like to the other cultures, they don't know him like that, but he's definitely one of them.
I know a man interviewed him like a young reporter, and it just cheeses me because I'm like, bro, we could do such a better job when I see certain people on like red carpets or carpets, and he like said like, how does it feel to like finally he said to have a breakout performance like this, and he's just like, that was like, I've been doing this for decades.
Like, what are you
I don't think I needed a breakout performance for anybody to know who I am, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the attitude. Like after that, I feel like that was his attitude. Like, even at the Oscars, I feel like his attitude was on some like I'm better than I'm better than this, but like, bro, I don't need this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really need this kind of vibe. Like, I felt like he knew he wasn't gonna win. Like, but obviously the nomination is enough. That you can put that on any poster. You said
Facts.
Oscar nominee. Like that's enough. So, which is insane, by the way. That nominees are enough for you to get even a pay raise. So, but I love that for him and his family. But yeah, I don't think he needed that. But it would have been nice to see for sure, of course. But I don't think he needed it to be solidified in our community. We know who he is and what he brings. So,
nah, facts. We definitely mess with you over here, man. We gotta have him on we should ask Cornbread, bro. We should have had him.
I know, facts.
Tap in with Unc one time. But next category is score and sound. So the best music, so original score, and the winner was Sinners with Ludwig Göransson. What do you think about that?
Absolute. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I listened to it over again.
Like the soundtrack or the
fam, I have it downloaded. I had it downloaded from the movie. I have the soundtrack, and I have the soundtrack with the Ludwig one, and then I have the soundtrack with like the songs from the movie. You know what I mean? Like, there's a score, and then there's the soundtrack. Yeah, fam, I've been locked in, and there's two on here that are just like, I think will go down as like some that are like the best in history when it comes to filming. I think that the value of Sinners is going to be better in the long run. I think that it's going to be one of those movies, and this is why I'm saying so much about it, because I went in 10 years when mans come to me and say, yo, I remember I said this movie is a classic and it's like a whatever, I'm be like, you guys are liars. All you guys are liars. I want to make sure. There was mans that I know that loved it, and there was mans that said that no, it wasn't like that. But there was on the score, there's I have like a couple of them downloaded, and there's Free for a Day with Miles Canton is the one where at the end of the film when they show the montage of when he said like, the last time I seen my brother was the last time I seen the sun, and like that montage with all that music, that one's impeccable if you listen to the full version. And then Bury the Guitar. And Bury the Guitar is the one where after they make it out and it's only him, it's only Smoke and Sammy. And then he tells Sammy to bury that damn guitar. And Sammy takes the car and leaves, but then Smoke sets up and starts shooting. But then the funny thing about that scene, so that's the thing about the score that I was like, bro, I listened to it, like I got obsessed with this. So I listened to it, and there's a song earlier on in the soundtrack, and it's called the Smokestack Twins. And there's a little bit of a rhythm for like 23 seconds where it's like distinctive to the twins. Cause like kind of anytime they're on screen, they kind of play it like in a different variation.
Yep.
But then the guitar, when he starts shooting them up, they play it, but they play it at such an aggressive level. Like now it's not like somber anymore. It's like aggressive because
Like
you know
crescendo,
what he's doing. Yeah. And it's like, it like, to me at least, I read it as like he's missing his other half of the beat. You know what I mean? So the beats, like, it was supposed to be rhythmic. It was supposed to be rhythmic and it was supposed to be like this. But then when you take one of the rhythms out, now it's like, it's uneven, but it's like going at a different pace. And bro, I don't know. Maybe I got obsessed with it too much. I found this level of something, but I was
they
just
didn't put you on a panel. That was a great breakdown. That was tough.
But like, I don't know if I'm tweaking. I don't know if I'm tweaking or if I'm just like hearing things because I want to, but like, that's how I felt. Like, I felt like when you like think about it, I felt like the twin was missing. So that beat that was specific for the twins got shifted. It was the same beat, but it was shifted. And I don't know if Ludwig did that on purpose or it was just something that he just whatever, but that's what I felt. There's those two songs right there. And I listened to them, but I put them on repeat both. And I wish I could layer them just to see like whatever, but I don't know how to do all that extra shit. But, I just played them back to back just to see. And, that's what I got from it. So, that's why, again, sorry. That's my entire spiel is to say that's why this nigga deserves it.
Nah, he deserves it. And
because of that alone.
And him and Ryan Coogler are like the 1-2 punch. I love that Ryan Coogler, even Michael B. Jordan, man. I love how they all stick together. And it reminds me of basketball, right? When even today when I have my game, it's like we won 2-3 plays. You know, for example, say you run a stack or spin and the team can't stop it. And, you know, you score 3 different times. Maybe it could be 3 different ways. Like, and then your coach comes down and says, run something else. I used to be like, well, why? Like, head tap, run the same thing again, fam. Like, until they stop it, continue to run it.
That's my team, huh? That's my team. That's my coach. Yeah,
So
that's
like,
when it's play. That's when it's play. It works. You know, don't ever do it again.
Yeah, like
okay.
that's wild. So I like the fact that they continue to be frequent collaborators. I think they should do that. And it's obviously a cool synergy because those two guys went to school together. So Ryan Coogler and, you know, Gorson, Ludwig Gorson kind of hanging out and I guess coming together because they're both like, I mean, Coogler was from America, so him going to the school he went to, it wasn't like he was that far. He was a plane right away. But the fact that Gorson was like from a different country and they're able to gel, it reminds me of like some of the teammates that I met at USC. Like I think about Mindaugas Keshinis, who's from Lithuania, and we're still cool to this day. And him talking about him being homesick at South Carolina, and I'm homesick. But I'm feeling guilty because I'm like, I'm a plane right away. I'm going to Toronto right now. You got to take like a plane and take like 2 days. Like, and by the time you get there, you got to come back because we got practice or a game. So, I just like how they're able to, you know, connect on that level of being homesick. And then now they have, you know, they got awards together, gang.
Yeah. I think that's so special. On a different regard, it's just like how we talk about it. Like, when we make it to the mountaintop, it's like we want to have the people there that were there with us, you know what I mean, at the beginning and that saw the vision. And I think that like finding someone earlier on to be like, yo, they like, for him to have that, bro, that's like a blessing that he obviously realizes it. He's been realized it probably, but at the time he probably didn't realize it. It's such a blessing for him to have that as a roommate. You know what I mean? And then just to be able to like curate things together and like have these visions together. And now they're become a dynamic duo, but then added Michael B. Jordan, a dynamic, like a trio, you know what I mean? So I think that's such a cool concept. And I always love hearing stories about people that like grow together and like build something together as they go, up and then hit the pinnacle. Obviously they didn't get best picture, unfortunately, but I think that getting best, score and best, original screenplay is at least a solid, very solid consolation for that. And Michael B. Jordan getting best actor. So yeah,
I agree. And I think to even piggyback off that point, man, it's always crazy when you're at the beginning stages of your career. So obviously Ryan Coogler, we talked about him being broken when he was with his shorty, but like him probably sending Ludwig some material to score for him back in school or back fresh out of school. You know, he probably didn't have even the bread to do that, but their friendship prevailed. And then now that they're really raking in the M's, it's different, right? Now, like you said, I can take care of my dog, but because you were my dog in the beginning, we both needed each other. Like Ludwig probably didn't have the opportunities as well. He probably utilized Ryan Coogler to like practice his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like cool that they both use each other, but in a beneficial way that was genuine. It wasn't like I'm using you and not effing with you no more. It's like I need you, you need me. Let's do this thing together, man. Let's figure this out together, bro. Like like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Like it's kind of like similar, but a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly.
Sound. winner was F1. So at least F1 won something. But you mentioned it.
I thought they were gonna win that regardless because we watched that in IMAX and that was beautiful.
I said, they brought the cars in here?
Yeah, that's what, fam. I felt like I was in the whip. I was like, what? Am I driving this? Let me turn real quick. Yeah, fam, like I was locked in. Like, fam, the sound was impeccable. Like, I felt like, from all the movies that we saw in theaters, pertaining to this, I thought the sound from F1 was very deserving of how they were able to emulate, racing in such a degree, that it felt like it was like kind of like Top Gun Maverick. Like I felt like it was just Top Gun Maverick, but in car. Like we talked about this before, Top Gun Maverick in cars, but like the sounds from Top Gun Maverick are OD too. So I felt like it was just like from a sound standpoint, it was perfect personally.
And then one of my favorite scenes, like we talked about, when Brad Pitt mentions that feeling of kind of being euphorically high when driving, and the
silence in the theater
drowns out. Oh, man, that was amazing. All right,
original screenplay. To go to sleep tonight. Damn it!
Meditation. Original screenplay. You just talked about it, but the winner. Actually, for original, the winner. Wait, who won the original? I got it.
Original was Cougs, and then adapted was
one bad after another.
Yeah.
Was that you think that was the solid choices?
Yeah, I thought both were perfect because they were 1-2 all night. So I felt like from an original, there was nothing better. Do you remember? Let me see what the list was. Do you have the list up or not?
I have the adapted list. I don't have the original list.
Let me look at the original list. I have it right here. Yeah, Blue Moon, whatever. I didn't see it, so it didn't matter. It was just an accident. Didn't see it, so couldn't talk on it. Marty Supreme and Sentimental Value, which I was just like, solid sinners. Personally,
Marty Supreme was a good script. I like that, but yeah,
no, it was a great script. I thought it was the problem with the kind of like F1, like I just said. I felt like it was just a different version of Uncut Gems. It was like, you know what I mean? But I mean, that's not a problem at all. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like you're taking the motivation of like the exact same thing you did before and just putting it on somebody else in a different form and a different aspect. But it's like the underlying thing, the base was still like a chaotic guy that just gambles. Instead of gambling with money, he gambles on himself. Yeah. And that's what it is. And I felt like that was such a dope thing to see. And maybe some people, maybe I'm not going to speak on it, but maybe if I had any gripes would say like, oh, like maybe that's the reason why. Maybe, I don't know. But,
I think the tone they wrote Marty Supreme in sense of like Timothée Chalamet has to speak so fast. I even saw he had to get like a dialect coach so he could speak up to the rhythm of how he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I thought that was so tough. Even some of the stuff he was saying, like it was slick, funny, but also like realistic. Even when he talked about like how you know it's mine, like to pull out. I'm just like, it's such a visceral scene, but a realistic conversation, like to put in a movie. And then when you write in the scene at the hotel, right, when he falls to the bathtub, like I just felt like I really was thrilled watching that film. Unpredictable moments that happen one after another, and I just think that that was a credit to the screenplay for sure.
Yeah.
So shout out to Marty Supreme, but like you said, I don't think that you ain't messing with Sinners, gang. Come on, bro. Like,
I thought, like I said, like I think that like what goes into the movie.
Banks, but you can't rob. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, like, can't rob this pussy. When he said that, I said, "Ooh,
that's a bar."
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. When I watched it recently, I didn't know what he meant by "it's not mine." Or you belong to somebody else. Mm-hmm. So then I didn't see that rob the part. I just thought that line was slick. I didn't know why she said it, as in like I didn't know she said it because he said that you're not mine, and then she said rob this pussy, and I said oh. Mm-hmm. So then when I rewatched it again, I was like, oh, damn.
And so even more and her character being one of the only ones that knows like the true nature of what Stack and Smoke just did. Because at that point we still didn't know. Remember, because like.
She already saw the play. She saw the play.
He had the Irish beer. Like Slim Delta didn't know, but she knew.
She was perfect for that nigga still. I ain't gonna lie. She was perfect for that nigga still.
Yeah, she was.
She was a ride or die that knew, and she was just like he said, "Yo, you taught me everything." He's like, "Before I get one of these field bitches to beat you up," and he's like, "I'll beat every bitch up." Hey, you taught me how to do that. You taught me how to do that. Oh shit, my fault, brother.
Right. She said, "Let me hold the piece. I'll go talk to them." Yeah, she was.
That's why I'm like, yo, fam, yo, like this man, like, yo, he loved her still. So like, honestly, they deserve to be together still.
That's funny.
Yeah, but adapted screenplay, I think that one bad after another deserved it. Hamnet Oof. This one's loaded. This one's
Yeah,
loaded.
this was
dog.
loaded. This was loaded.
Frankenstein, Hamlet, and Train Dreams.
Did it compete with Shakespeare? All right.
Fam, Hamlet. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, Hamlet's dumb.
And Frankenstein because it's like an IP. So like, yo, Frankenstein's like OD, bro. Like everybody knows what Frankenstein is. Dog.
I know this one was tough for you because because your experience of watching it. But I would even throw in Begonia.
Nah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I knew you were gonna say that. No,
I was gonna throw in Begonia.
no, absolutely not. I didn't think the movie was shit, but it just doesn't deserve to be in the echelon of these other movies.
For screenplay?
No.
Okay.
Hamlet, that's Shakespeare, nigga. You ain't competing with that. So
You're not competing with that movie.
One bad after another. That we don't have to talk about that, obviously. And then we talking about Frankenstein. Like,
one
come on,
after another is crazy.
And then, bro, Train Dreams, niggas is sleeping on Train Dreams, bro. Train Dreams was like, it was very linear. Like, it wasn't like very complex, like Begonia. Like, it wasn't like complex in that regard. But I think that from like, as a man, as you know, like as a man that like wants to have a family, wife, kids, and working hard to bring something to that home and to come back after such a long time. And you know, we be away from the house and the crib because we be hooping and obviously what we want to do with movies and everything like that, what we're going to be doing. Nigga, like I wouldn't like do you see, like I felt that in my soul. Man, like I don't know what about the movie. I don't know why. Like I'm being serious. I don't know what about that movie like made me feel like, yo, like it resonated with me so much that it was like, bro, like this is like a beautiful movie. So that's why I think that it's like low key. Like I'm not even I can't put it on a lower end. Like I think it was like one of the best ones of the year personally.
Nah, I like that one. I think One Bad After Another has so many quotes, like you mentioned, ocean waves, just a few beers, like those scenes were just like there's so many. The way they wrote this film was just incredible, man. Like, yo, what happened to Bob? He fell off the roof. Like, nah. I watched it. He's like, so where's the skateboard? And like that was just it was man.
You been drinking today?
I've had a few.
A few what?
A few small beers.
The nigga said,
when you just got friends coming to the door like that? You just got all friends all coming to the. He's like, listen, anything you do to her, I'll do to you and your whole family, but 10,000 words. Nothing, man. We're talking about freedom.
You like black women? I love black women. I was like, oh, this nigga wild. And then the part where
no, the Christmas Adventurers. Yo, whoever wrote that scene is hilarious, man. he said the best thing. Yeah, you're not gonna like this. She was black. I was like, it's like the way he read that line, delivered that line.
It was like the nigga killed somebody, but they're like, nah. He was a black woman. They're like, oh my God, that's it? Like, oh shit.
Tim, I'm going to get right to it. There's an unconfirmed report that Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw is the father of a mixed-race child. Which mix? There's no real easy way to say this, but yeah, it's black.
That was hilarious, like the worst kind. that was funny, bro. That was hilarious. But man, let's take a quick time out before we get back to seeing DMs. We'll be back with Act 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. What's going on? It's issue 71. Man, the one with the Oscars. We're talking about the Academy Awards that just happened. Remember, we had a great time breaking down some of the best categories. There's a few more left. But before we jump back into the Oscar news in terms of the categories, I already spoke to you about how this show, technically, I guess, when it comes to the viewership, it was like lacking in terms of like some of the other years. What do you think is the reason why the Oscars aren't as popular right now, and what would make it popular again? Because I feel like right now they try to control the moment too much. And we haven't even talked about this, Merv, but I think this is a perfect time to talk about it. But how effed up was it that whenever like a foreign film or like the international films one or someone like that will come up, fam, one person would speak for 3 seconds, and then the next person would try to go, and then it would just be a symphony of music.
Lights, and the mic will come down.
Orchestra, the mic's trying to go away. They're playing music. One time it was so like disheartening because even one person was like, they try to stay on stage. They're like, no, just keep talking. And then
K-pop. It was K-pop. Demon Hunters. Yeah, it was K-pop. Demon
and they
Hunters.
cut away, and then you saw everyone just like, yo, what the F? And I felt that for them because the first award, Amy Madigan, like she was stumbling, couldn't get her words together. They let her ramble on again. Very great speech, and we loved it and it was genuine. But it just like, I don't like how they have a shot clock for some mans and for other mans they don't have a shot clock. It's actually insane to me. Like I get best picture or like best director or like the heavy hitter categories, maybe getting some more time to speak because like that's what people, came for. Like that's the bigger awards. But at the same time, you got to allocate for everybody to have enough time to speak, man. It's like one of the biggest moments of their life. Like how are you going to cut them off? So I think let people speak, let things go wrong. I think back then that was why things were like fun and entertaining. Like award shows weren't like so premeditated. It's like, again, we don't want to see Justin Timberlake, ripping down Janet Jackson's thing and showing her titties, but like at the same time, like it does make for like better TV when like
nigga wants to see titties.
That's not what I'm saying. That's like it does make for better TV when like certain things happen, like if someone falls by accident or someone, like you said, when they misread that was at the expense of, unfortunately, the movies.
When Will Smith knocked the nigga. Yeah, you're right.
Like all that stuff, I think is important because it just shows how human it is. And like I said, I feel like the disconnect right now is that it's like Hollywood, and then when you think about like what's happening with the wars and with America and like overseas, and we don't have to get into the politics of things, but I feel like I think the rest of the world is looking at it like we don't care about like this award show when real life stuff is happening. So I just think that right now it feels like a broadcast, and they need to somehow figure out a way to make it feel more like an event again. I think they should shorten the show a little bit, like 3.5 hours, where that was a little bit too long. And I don't know. I think that like just let them be them, man. Let them be them. They got to go back to like serving them drinks at the back or something. Like when Kanye came out, I'm gonna let you finish this, but Beyonce, like they let them get twisted a little bit, let them do their thing. Like I thought it was funny at the Emmys when Snoop Dogg literally was like, he was fried, bro. He's on stage about to present an award. And he said, yo, my fault, bro. This award show too long, bro. I had to smoke me a couple in the back. I'm high as hell right now. I'm high as a mother effer right now. I thought it was funny because like the TV couldn't blur it out.
But the real winner, I'm high as a motherfucker right now. Y'all had me here too damn long.
Everyone laughed, like, and then the host made a joke about it after. Like, we need stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? It makes the room feel more lighter. And like, and so, but what are your thoughts about like the Oscars maybe improving when it comes to the award show?
I'm not like me, man. I'm not even like big on like Instagram and shit like that. Like I don't know like what kind of brings people in from that regard, like what kind of entertains people. But I think now, man, it's like we talked about it before, where it's just like there's just too many. We're just seeing these people all the time. You know what I mean? Like Instagram, overexposure is like, all right, but like I just saw this nigga on Instagram. Right? I just saw this girl on Instagram, woman on Instagram. And I'm like, why would I watch? I would just see the highlights. It's like a culture with sports. It's like, I'll just watch the highlights. I won't watch the full game. Or it's like any news. It's like, oh, I'll just read something on Twitter about it. I won't watch, the news to see it. It's like, we're just we use, our time is so valuable, but we make it seem like time is valuable. It's always been. Mm-hmm. But we act like the value of time means that we got to shorten everything, but keep all of our time on these social media platforms and doing shit that we shouldn't be doing. So I think that, that's what it is. I think that like people don't have the attention span to sit for 3.5 hours to watch that. I think their attention span, because with commercials and all these little breaks, these bits, movies that they don't care about, international film, sound, they don't care about, casting, they don't care about. All they care about is the 4 major groups, or 5 major groups, and that's it, right? And that's what everybody sits through for. That's why they put Best Actor and Best Picture at the end, because they're like, we know you're going to sit through to watch that.
And they start the show off with like the best actress.
Best supporting actress. Yeah, exactly. So, and then best supporting actor and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think that I think the bits are good for sure. And I think the comedy is obviously good as well. I just think that like the room is so, like you said, serious. They might just need to start handing out Coke again or something, because that's what they used to do too. They used to have that. They used to have that candy in the back, and the candy in the back. They used to just like, you know what I mean, get right to it. But I don't know what they need, but something is like lacking in that department. But I don't think that's like an Oscars thing. I think that's just a general thing. I think a lot of people like their attention span, and then on top of that, like I said, the overexposure is just like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, do you even know when the Emmys are on? You know what I mean? Like, like unless you like it used to be on news. Like, you know what I mean? How we would see it is like, it was on news. Like the Emmys on tonight, the Oscars on tonight. Like the only way you have to look that up is by going to, unless you're following movie pages, seeing DMs. If you're following all these things, you're not gonna see this stuff. But then when you're like living a regular life, you're not gonna see it advertised on the street. You know what I mean? Unless you're in LA or something like that. Like, you're not going to see it advertised on billboards. You're not going to be, it's not like that no more. So, and people don't really watch, cable television. So you're not going to really see that. So I think that's what the problem is. It's very unfortunate, of course, but I don't think there's like much they can really do. It's just hoping that people will come back to it. And, even with such a great year of movies, it's like, fam, it was like one of the best years of movies and still nobody watched. Like, come on now. Like, there was no way I was missing this year still. There's no way. So, yeah,
bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You came to this podcast like Rap City Lil Wayne, Big Ticket Lil Wayne fast. Guys spitting bare facts today. You always use spit facts, but today I don't know. I feel like you deserve to be like on an actual platform, like, you know what I mean? Like, I like to rewatch it, like on like a movie podcast, like a real like couch, because you made some great points. Like the overexposure is such a great like point. When I think about Leo, I feel like I was so excited to see him on screen because I never see him. Like I only see him in a movie or at the award show. Like, you know, obviously they talk about him in the tabloids, whatever. He's on a yacht or whatever. But like in terms of like, Leo doesn't run his own Instagram. And when he does, he's speaking about climate awareness. He's not, you know, showing like all phases of his life. So I definitely agree with that. And I think that people like back then, when it came to De Niro's, the Robin Williams, the Denzels, like all those guys, like they're from the school of like, yeah, we don't have social media. And even if they did, like Denzel, like I think one of the advices he told Michael B. Jordan growing up was like, yo, yes, like you can't do every interview. Like, give people some time to miss you. And I think that's why MPJ is one of those movie stars too now that is like, he plays the background a lot. Like MPJ does do a lot on screen, but off screen, MPJ be private as hell, bro. You don't be knowing nothing. If it wasn't for Lori Harvey, bro, you would never know. Like all that private stuff about his life wouldn't have came out. It was because Lori brought all that to MPJ. Like before that, you never heard nothing about MPJ and dating women or celebrities or none of that, bro. You just knew him for his work. Yeah, so I agree with you when it comes to that. I think too, the second part of that, Merv, personally, I think, but this is like the catch-22, right? Because it's like, we just talked about Timothée Chalamet not winning, Jacob Elordi winning. So I think that is what messes up the ratings in terms of like people around our age. Because like people around our age don't have the same connective tissue. Like you said, the everyday casual fan doesn't like know Amy Madigan. Or when Amy Madigan won, I was like, oh, damn, Ed Harris's wife won. Like, you know, I knew that she was married to Ed Harris already, because we love Ed Harris. So like I already know a little bit about his life in terms of that. And I knew his wife was an actress. I'm not going to sit here and say I watched every Amy Madigan movie or like the biggest Amy Madigan fan, but I knew enough. And I think that there's a disconnect when it comes to the age, like with the movie stars. If Zendaya won something that night or was competing for something, like Challenger should have been in the Oscars 2 years ago, but wasn't. Like if Zendaya won something, I feel like that would have brought more to like the event. If Sydney Sweeney, her controversy was, you know, nominated for something, not saying that, you have to be deserving of it for sure. So like you have to put in a performance. But if Timothy was like, if the Oscars want like more ratings and people to care, especially around our age, then they're gonna need to like involve the younger community just a little bit more somehow. I don't know how they do that, but they gotta do it somehow. Even if it's like
you can't change up the criteria just so you can have more views.
That's true. That's true. I'm not. You know, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to change the wins.
I feel like that's changing the rules just so that you get more people to watch. Like I don't think how do they really. Do you really care if people watch? As long as they show up to the movie theater, I mean, that's all you really care about. You know what I mean? But I mean, the more people watch Oscars, the more people that show up to the movie theater. So it's like you said, like it is like a catch-22. So
there's a correlation.
I don't know.
You know what? I don't think that they should win, but I think that they should be like, I don't know, it's that game of like how we talk about
categories,
or something, or like I would have had Timothy and what's her name, Kylie, like presenting the award. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because then it's like the Kardashian, you know, like it or love it or hate them, like they bring in a mass of people. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now they're on stage.
They showed it like twice.
Yeah,
they showed it like twice. Yeah,
fam, this is like a peak like celebrity person in our culture. You know what I'm saying? And again, I think that just different moments like that If they're able to show like maybe younger actors, like you said, I don't think they should win because then it would change the criteria of things. Then you're kind of giving into the times of like, oh, you're moving the goalposts, which I don't agree with. But I think there needs to be more of including the younger category so that people like us and around our age group can care that are not involved in movies. Because like none of my teammates are like, none of the people I like know about cared about the Oscars coming out. And like you said, back then they actually did. Now is it because there's so many things on TV or too many options? Maybe that's another conversation. But I don't know. Even the Grammys too, like they've been losing ratings as well. Again, I know it's because of like people are hating on the system and they don't, always get it right with who they choose. So there's a lot of backlash with that. But I don't know. I think there's a correlation, like you said, between if there's a lot of people watching the Oscars, then people do care about movies and vice versa. But I think that was very interesting. Yo, top 10 films of 2025, man. What do you think? You have to build that list. Who do you think your top 10 films?
In order or not in order?
Nah, not in order. I think that would be too tough to do right now, 1 to 10. But
I mean, Sinners is number 1, so it doesn't matter. But outside of that, I would say, damn, I might actually already have in my top in 10 order. I'll go Sinners, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Marty Supreme. So that's 4. Weapons.
Yep.
Train Dreams. Frankenstein. K-pop Demon Hunters. F1. Ooh, yeah, I'll go for Avatar: Fire and Ash.
That's tough.
That's probably my top 10 there.
I think we have like usual. I think we have a lot of crossover. I gotta find a way to put Zootopia 2 on there though.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
By the way, we just want to clarify. This is top 10 movies of top 25 of 2025 that were nominated in the Oscars. Just so specified, not our top 10 of 2025. Just want to put that out there.
Oh, well, then that's the case. The Zootopia should have been nominated for something. I don't know if it was just too late.
No, Zootopia too? They were.
Yeah. Oh, they were?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were. For animated film.
You're right. But yeah, Zootopia 2 for sure should be on there. Damn. See, I was gonna put Ballerina, but yeah, that didn't get nominated. But that was definitely one of the better movies I saw last year.
Oh no, I mean, if you want to change it, but that's what we. I mean, that's a.
True. But man, you know what it reminds me of? Like when we talked about Mission Impossible, I'm surprised that they didn't get. But that's what I'm saying. I guess there's no stunt category. Like what would not screenplay, maybe visuals, like that biplane scene. I know we talked about it being like could have been better, but like
which one?
The new Mission Impossible, the last one. Like I don't know.
They have to have a stunt category. That's what they need to have. Best stunt of the year.
Even when he went underwater, I thought that scene was incredible. Like like from a visual standpoint. Like,
when he dove and then the submarine got him, and they were just like, "What would you have done if you didn't get?"
How do you even film that, fam? That's not CGI. Yeah. Like I don't know. I wish that they. But yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so the last 2 categories that we have is I guess the big ones, bro. So the best actress. Let's talk about that one. Who do you think deserved to win, and who do you think
deserved? Jessie Buckley deserved to win that.
Did her thing. The
agony, that pain, man. Like that's one of the things that like.
When she was crying, and I said, "Nah." I said, "Relax." I said,
"Yeah." I felt that. Like I felt like that was like true. Like I mean, I didn't feel like that was acting. I felt like that was real, bro. And I think that's the. I seen a Bradley Cooper talk about it, and he said he watched Hamnet, and he's like, "Yo, Jessie Buckley." She's like, "Yo, she's one hell of an actor." What she did in that scene, where where Hamnet passed away.
Yes.
Like, and she screamed, and they said it was funny enough. It was like actually like the third or second take, and she was just like emotional and like she developed such a bond with the kids that she like felt that emotion. That's why that scream and that like that raw emotion that came out was like damn near real, even though it wasn't her kid. Like it was like that connection that she had with them. Like it was such an interesting thing. So. That scene alone, that should have got her. But then when she went to the play and she started acting up, and like you could see like her like hurt, And that, bro, I don't know, man. When people play hurt, like that hurt feeling, but like real hurt, not like that, like screaming and crying the entire time, but that hurt where it's like, yo, like what it does to you, like mentally and physically and how you look and like that shit, that makes a great actor. I feel like when it's like, I can tell you're acting like that. I felt like they really had beef. Like her and Shakespeare had beef. Like I really, like she was just like, why are you here? When I could go back, do what you do. Like, you know what I mean? Leave us alone. Like, we'll be all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
she's like, you don't want to go see like she was like, just the way she was acting, dog. Like, I just felt like it was like well deserved. And Kate Hudson did her thing in Song Song Blue. I loved her in Song Song Blue. I thought she did a great job in that.
She did.
Like I said, I didn't really like If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Personally,
why did you like it? You never told me.
It was just like I don't know. I just thought it was like weird. Like I didn't really like outside of the hamster dying. That shit was hilarious. And then like it just didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna talk about a movie making sense, then talk about that one. When niggas say Sinners didn't make sense, I was like, okay, but like this one didn't make sense.
It was like,
I didn't understand the whole
represented like the hole in her life or whatever. It was like
you see what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm like, what? Like, what are we doing here? And then like the part where
then
she, like,
her and ASAP's character,
her stomach thing, and I was like, oh yeah, cut this movie off. So.
And then her and she was not grieving mother, but like a trying, struggling mother that felt like she couldn't do anything right and getting blamed by her husband who wasn't doing any work and he wasn't around. Then her and the ASAP character, like it didn't really make sense to me.
I didn't get their dynamic.
Like, he was like trying to be helpful, but she was being an asshole to him. Like I was like,
and then they were just trying to buy cocaine and weed online. And
I was like, how do we go from
web?
I was like,
like what? You left your baby in the room and left and like went to the house and like this nigga broke his leg and you left him there. Like it was just like it didn't make sense. Like this is not like a. I didn't feel like it was like it felt like a mom that's going through a lot, of course, but it just felt like a weird version of it. Like you never showed the kid's face
until the end.
You never did any. I don't know. I just felt like it was weird. I felt like it was weird.
Fair enough.
Personally,
I think you're right though. They got it. That was the one that should have won for that category, hands down.
But Begonia was solid with Emma Stone. She was solid.
Yeah, but Emma Stone is suffering from what we talked about. Matter of fact, I'll put her in the Timothy Chalamet. I mean, I know she's a little bit older, but I put her in that.
She won already though, no?
Yeah, she did, but she gets nominated for a lot. So it's like, you know what I mean? She gets recognized a lot. I think the last 5 years she's gotten like a whole bunch of nominees, right? Like I know she got nominated for Poor Things. I know she got nominated for another. What was the other? She did Poor Things and another kind of like unusual, kind of weird, quirky movie. You know what I'm talking about, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She also got nominated for that one too. So yeah, I think for her it's like one of those things where she's like one of the best women in the industry. So like she has a potential to be a Meryl Streep where she could in the future win some more awards. But like her name will always be in the conversation because whatever performance she gives, no matter what it is, it's always phenomenal. But for actor in a lead role, winner was Michael B. Jordan, but you know, nominees to Timothy Chalamet. Obviously, for Marty Supreme, you got Leonardo DiCaprio for One About Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, and Wagner Moore for Secret Agent. How come? What do you think happened, man? I know we talked about it privately, but I want to hear your thoughts on the pod. Like, what do you think happened? Because Timothy Chalamet sounded like, and felt like a shortcut winner. That's a lie, though. I'm not gonna cap. You definitely like when we first saw Sinners, you're like, yo, Michael B. Jordan for sure, hands down. Like you've been dying on that hill or living on that hill, whatever you want to say, screaming from the mountaintops and saying that his performance deserved it. Yeah, I'm wondering do you think it was a discourse? We know Timothy said what he said about ballet. And
I mean, he said that so late, bro. Like they said that the ballots were already in. Like they said like their ballots were in for a minute before that, and like even like during his campaign, they said the ballot's been in. You know what I mean? Like it's like I feel that's what I saw. They said it was very ignorant for people to think that really held a place.
I always thought that. Cause I was like, what does that have to do with performance? Like, what he does in his private life? What does that have to do with the movie? I get that it could kind of smear the campaign because us doing this now, we've learned about the campaign and how people pay for it. Like, I even saw last year. I don't know if you saw the stat, Merv, but when they said Honora said they spent half of their money, like almost more money than they spent on like the movie, on like the campaign for the Oscars, but it paid off because they ended up winning, like I said, Best Picture, Best Screenplay. Original screenplay, and Mikey Madison won Best Actress, super young age. But so it ended up working out. And like you said, now forever, when you put out your movie, you could be like, it's Oscar nominated, it's Oscar winner, like it's Oscar this, Oscar that. So like people pay, but we've heard about this with payola, you know, studios, labels, regulars playing radios for more spins or for more play, or to be on the Rap Caviar, or to be on a playlist. We hear about it just in general. So like, I don't know, that whole campaign stuff is like interesting to me because I still don't know the inner workings of it, but I that's why I'm saying I'm confused, bro. Because Sean Penn didn't do nothing. Like Sean Penn, like we've been on vacation, bro. I think he went to the Emmys, and after that, he hasn't been like at any of the luncheons or like any of these like, you know, Ryan Coogler's been playing the game. Like Michael B. Jordan's been playing the game, but like they don't do that every year, so it doesn't feel as overexposed. Timothy's been doing this because like he did it with the movie where he did Bob Dylan, A Complete Unknown. So I feel like you said, like he's just always been the voter's face. And then what I think happened, which again is another catch-22, is that because Timothy, I think, is opposite of the character he played in Marty Supreme. Like Timothy's actually a humble guy. He's a cool guy, fam. Like I've seen him on Mello's podcast. Like he's a man loves the Knicks. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's a cool like guy. He's not like a cocky, you know what I'm saying? The Soldier Boy dance he's doing in high school. He went to the School of Juilliard Arts and all that. The campaign that he went on when he was promoting Marty Supreme.
It was insane.
He was being what's his name? What's the main character's name? Marty. He was being Hauser. He was being Marty Hauser. Like that's what he was being. That was the key. He didn't leave that character when he was selling the Supreme jackets, when he was going on talk shows, when he went on Drewski's, could have been like, come on, bro. Like he wouldn't have been on Could Have Been Records if he was in this phase. You know what I mean? Like he was doing that, but it worked, Merv. Like that was $100 million movie. And I think he did enough to promote the movie to the point where he made the movie a success financially. And now we could really be like, there's no questions about Timothy Chalamet being a movie star, bro. Like this guy he could lead in Dune, but he could also lead in a ping pong movie and make $100 million. Right? But then he could also be Wonka. But then he could also be in Calling by, like he could be in all these different films now, and they're making money. So I think it worked. But like you said in the text chain, I think that turned a lot of people off, man, because they thought that was him. They thought that was like his personality for a long time.
He was arrogant, and that's what that's one of the. I hate when people do that. It was an anonymous committee member that said that he's a pompous, like an arrogant pompous guy that he doesn't deserve it and nobody really likes him and stuff like that. Is crazy. And I was just like, it's just crazy because like when somebody shows that they want to win. They show that they want to be a part of it. And like, it's like if you play it cool, they'll treat you better, but then also they won't treat you better because you won't get promoted because nobody will know who you are. It's like a weird thing. Like he's young. He wants to be in the space. He actually appreciates it. He actually cares, you know what I mean? Like he cares enough to promote it. He cares enough to be there. He cares all about this. And you guys like treat it like he's being too arrogant because of how he is. Like, yo fam, you've all seen, like you literally give people awards for being method actors. And just because his method acting went on for longer because he was trying to promote his film, like, come on, guys. Like that's the whole point of it. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that a lot of these people, like the committee members need to be like shown like who the hell they are. Because I feel like there's a lot of them that just like are people that like don't really, they like some of them even said they don't even watch the movies.
Yeah,
that was, you know what I mean? Like, how do you watch some of the movies? You know what I mean? Like, how do you not watch some of the movies and then you're voting on it? Like that's the part that I get annoyed by. So I don't. That's why I at times I'm like, yo, I don't take it seriously. Like I don't. You can't hold that. You got to take it at face value because I don't think that like they even take it serious. So that's what I say about that, and that's why I don't take it. But obviously, when there's a win, there's a win. When there's a win, when a man wants to win, wins. Like Michael B. Jordan, deservedly. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll take that, but. When you lose, it's just like, well, they didn't really watch my performance anyway. Like that's all I should. If I was Timothy, I'd be like, all right, bet. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Eventually, you know what I mean? The Oscars are gonna be begging for me to be there and win. You know what I mean? Like, you think Leo needs the Oscars? You think Denzel needs the Oscars? You think any of these like Will Smith needs? You think any of these people need the Oscars? Like the Oscars needs them.
Yes.
Like imagine Martin Scorsese. Imagine James Cameron. Imagine all these directors have gone all their lives without winning an award from the Oscars. Do you think that looks better on who do you think it looks bad on? It looks bad on the director or it looks bad on the Oscars? Because I'll tell you this, it looked bad on the Oscars because you're telling me that those directors with these pile of movies that we've all seen that are elite have never won an Oscar, and you have certain movies that have. Yeah, you're all your credibility's out the window. So
out the window. Yo, you know what's insane about what you just said? I think, hear me out now, because I know you might not agree. I think Sinners not winning Best Picture is better for the legacy of Sinners because what you just said. I think in 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, we're always going to be like, yo, it's crazy that Sinners never won because of blah, 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 blah. Whereas if they did win, I think it sucks because I think sometimes when people do win, it's like an easy, forgettable one. But when it's like something like this, where it's this egregious, not egregious, like I said, I think one bad after another.
Yeah, it was kind of like 1A, 1-2, 1B. Like,
1AB, but like this is definitely going to be like I know 30 years from now, me are going to be like, yo, Sinners should have won. Like, and that's going to bring up the topic and conversation of Sinners. Oh yeah, Sinners was classic. Sinners was a masterpiece. So I think for the legacy of Sinners, it like again, I would have loved for it to have won and swept the awards or did what it did. Again, I'm a big PTA fan, so I'm happy that Leo, PTA, all the success there, Tiana Taylor, all that stuff. But I was thinking about that the other day where I was like, because you just made that point about sometimes who does it look bad on? Like, we're just going to blame the Oscars. Like, y'all keep getting it wrong, bro. Like,
facts.
So, but I think MBJ was well deserved. Again, I think he's a great performer, man. I think he's a great performer. I wouldn't. People try to like talk down on his acting. I don't know how they can do that. I think he's also a really good actor. I won't say he's like a De Niro, like, you know what I mean? But everyone has their own lane. Like,
yeah, like you can't compare De Niro to Denzel. Like, you know what I mean? Those are two different actors.
It's like comparing a center to a PG or something. Like, you can't compare.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't compare Shaq. You can't compare Shaq to Allen Iverson. Like, those are two completely different players.
Exactly. And so I hate that this narrative of MBJ but what I will say is that when he does link up with Ryan Coogler, I think he does bring out the best of MBJ for sure. I think it's kind of like when Snoop and Dr. Dre get together on a track, or when certain producers and artists are rapping or, you know, together on a track. It's like they have that formula. Yeah. I don't think that other directors or movies have been able to necessarily consistently bring out for MBJ.
Yeah.
That's not an MBJ problem. That's like literally just like how directors utilize them or whatever. Because at Fruitvale Station, the Creeds, like, it's like, oh, MBJ has like depth, he has emotional layers, he has all these things, and then when you see him in some other movies, you're like, oh, okay, it's cool, like, it's not a bad performance, it's just like, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like that awkward moment, like he played different characters, bro. He played a superhero, he's in Chronicle before he even played it in Killmonger. He played that awkward guy that doesn't get the girl in that awkward moment with him and three buddies. Like, yo, he's been in movies, he's obviously in The Wire. Hardball as a kid, like, bro, like, he's been in movies, bro. Like, he can act and he can do his thing. So, the lane that he's in, like, is different. Everybody's journey is different. You know what I mean? Like, some people may be a little more closer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll say like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and like even Leo are like more in there. Like, you know what I mean? They kind of are similar in that regard. Like, I think like a Denzel is more similar to, like, I don't know, like Will Smith, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of it. And I'm not even talking about race. Like, race has nothing to do with it.
No, I think even you go to Tom Hanks and that type of thing. Like, like
Tom Hanks, Denzel, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a weird one. Like, I think Tom Hanks is more like, he'll do animated films and you know what I mean? Like, it's just like the different lanes. Like, I feel like Tom Hanks, Ryan Gosling seem like kind of like they kind of fit, you know what I mean? Because Ryan Gosling will do an animated, he'll do a Barbie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tom Hanks will do the same. He'll do a Toy Story. Then he'll do a Forrest Gump. Then he'll do a Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Facts. Like, I feel like there's just different people that would do different things, that would take different roles.
That's a fact.
Like, I feel like Will Smith, Tom Cruise are more like, those are the, you know what I mean? Those are those guys. Like Tom Cruise, Will Smith, the action stars that like, I'm in it for money. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm in it for. So I think it's a different lane.
You think, because now MBJ has the Thomas Crown Affair. I think they're coming out with the Creed 4. I saw two more other things he's a part of. He's a part of the new Miami Vice reboot with Austin Butler.
With hopefully Tom Cruise.
With Tom Cruise being a villain. Are you sick? We've been begging. CDM has been begging for Tom Cruise to lean back into that villainous role. Because we saw what he did, obviously Tropical Thunder, that's a little bit more on the comedic side, but what he did in Collateral, I think, is immaculate. I don't know, is he a bad guy in The Digger? I don't know, I can't tell. I didn't really watch the trailer.
I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what it's about.
I don't know what it's about. I don't want to know. I'm just happy. I want to see it. But MBJ has so many new projects on his schedule. Obviously, Thomas Crown Affair, I think he's directing it as well. And he's his co-star, Adrina Ariana. I'm very jealous of Jason Momoa. And I can say these things now, yes. But I think that MBJ is gonna have such a like bigger spotlight on him, and I don't know if that's gonna be more pressure or more eyes. But what do you think is next for him in terms of like the success? And then do you think he has an opportunity to either be nominated again or to win another award, or do you think it's cooked?
I think in his future, I'm not sure if he'll win another one. But now I don't think it will matter. I think that now it's like when you kind of. It's like when you reach the mountain. It's like Dirk when Dirk won his championship in 2011. He was just like, I've done everything now. Like I won the championship, got MVP, did everything at Finals MVP. Like I'm etched. I'm gonna keep playing. Like, do I care as much? Nah, you know what I mean? Like I can just do what I do, like play my game and not have that stress of having to win and to win this or I won't be this kind of thing. So I think that that's what it is for Michael B. Jordan now. I think that he's able to like just now be in films he wants to be in, direct films that he wants to direct, and like write films that maybe he never thought he could write because he wasn't an Oscar winner. Now he can write something and direct something that he can actually star in and be the director, be the writer and lead and stuff like that. So I'm just excited for his future in that because he feels like he's a savant. Like I feel like he really wants to soak in all the gems and it feels like he's very serious about his craft. So that's what I think is the best part about him. I think it's gonna be him and he's older. I mean, how old is he? Damn it, he's born in 87. I think old as hell. So it's not the same as like Timothy, but he's gonna be fighting with like Miles Teller. I think Miles Teller should be up there with him. Him and Miles should be like competing for the next like years to see who's gonna be, you know what I mean, taking home a couple more or whatever the case may be. So
no, that's a fact. Good point. All right, we're almost at the end of the episode. It's been a long one, but we got to review the Oscars the right way. It's time for the QT Haterade segment. If Quentin Tarantino's watching this, again, we're sorry. I know you're probably disagreeing with half what we're saying because you're a hater.
No, you're a hater, fam. So I mean, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, well, that's the point. You're a hater, so that's why we're using your name for this QT Haterade. Man, listen, I think for me, if we're gonna keep it the Oscars related, I don't like. This is call me technical, but this what really grinds my gears is that I don't like that the Oscars is in with. I guess it makes sense, but I don't like how the Oscars takes place in the year that it's not like they're not.
Yeah. I do not like that either. Yes,
I get it. Christmas and is like, you know, a holy holiday, and it's like you can't put the Oscars at the end of December because of the Christmas holidays. So that probably wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
and there could be like, you know, obviously as
a
we know,
movie that's late,
movies,
like, yeah.
So I get that, but there has to be another solution, bro, because it is so confusing sometimes when I'm trying to, and we've done it before with like the draft where I picked a movie and you're like, bro, that movie came out in 2003, not 2004. I'm like, oh, well, damn, well, it got released. Like, I don't like that, bro, because even when doing the research for this, and it's like,
it gets you confused. It's like confusing.
I'm confused. And then, like you said, I don't like how, you know, Sinners damn near came out a year ago because it came out last April or something like that, right? It came out, like almost a year ago, and like it's cool we're still talking about it, but like it took so long, and like you
for
said,
the win awards, like, you know, I mean, people are working on different projects, people are doing a whole different, like,
I forgot about it, and not forgot about it, but I'm saying like in general, like you and remember how you were talking about like you hope because Sinners came out earlier that doesn't get forgotten, and thank God it lived on, but I don't like that some films can come out and we forget about it, like, oh yeah, Ballerina did come out in the beginning of the summer, or this movie did come out in the beginning, so. I don't know what the solution would be, but it does piss me off that they hold it in March, and it's like, yeah, this is the 2020, it's 2026 gang. Like, like, what are we doing? So, what's your QT haterade of the week?
If we're on Oscars talk, I will have to go with my haterade of the week is committee members that are like, oh, I don't need to watch this.
Yeah, I
don't need to watch this, but you're voting and giving into, like, you know what I mean? You're a part of people's livelihoods, and you're over here saying, oh, I don't need to watch this. Like, what do you mean you don't need to watch it? You're a part of the committee that needs to watch movies. You know what I mean? If that's going to be the case, why don't you guys pick people that actually want to watch movies? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me how you're a part of a committee that does not want to watch movies. So kind of confusing to me. It kind of pissed me off because I'm like, there's people like us that would gladly take your spot, get paid just so we can watch movies and rate movies based on that and vote. Yeah, like, you see what I'm saying? So I feel like it might be older people, maybe it might be I don't know who's in the committee, it might be older people and stuff like that, but I just think that that's not like you do see that, I guess, now in sports, like I don't want to keep putting everything to basketball, but you see MVPs that were managers like, yeah, like he deserves to be first team, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like, or he doesn't deserve to be first team, but this man was the MVP. Like what you see what I'm saying? Like make it make sense.
Yeah.
So and clearly you don't watch the games, you just watch highlights and stuff like that. So that's why I just don't I personally don't like that, and that's what I hate about the Oscars and the committee. And they need to do a better job with that if they want to be taken serious.
No, I agree. That's a great point. All right, man. We're at the heat check. Oh, my guitar. We're at the heat check.
That shit just start playing by itself? Hey, yo.
That scared me, bro. Yeah, we're at the heat check moment.
He's heating up.
CDS. Man, I know you got some questions, bro. So go ahead, bro.
All right, bro. I don't have a lot. I just have I have this one that I said I was going to ask you. If you can name, first one is, can you name 2 other well-known actors who are also banned from the Oscars or was banned in previous years?
Or was banned.
Yeah, there's one guy that you should know for sure, like for sure. I'm not giving you any guesses, but there's one guy for sure, and then there's another man that started the whole movement, so that should be easy.
Started the whole movement. Do I get any hints, bro?
The only one I'll give will be the nigga old.
I said he's old. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna just guess.
It's 2 people. Just 2.
Banned from the Oscars. Who haven't I seen? I say Joe Pesci as one of them because I haven't seen this guy in forever.
Nah.
Okay. Is Mel Gibson banned for the Oscars?
No, not on the list that I'm seeing.
Yeah, that would be my 2 guesses. Who is it? This is actually interesting.
One, like I said, started a movement. Harvey Weinstein. That should have been very easy. Should have been very easy. I don't know why.
I'm sorry, Harvey wasn't at the top of my mind.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't. I don't know why you didn't get that. That's number 1. And Richard Gere.
Sure. Richard Gere. What was wrong with him?
Huh?
Why they ban him?
They banned him because, if I'm not mistaken, you didn't. One second.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein.
Well, he was given a 2-decade ban in 1993 after he criticized the Chinese government on stage at the Oscars. In 2013, he was again invited back as a presenter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Right? Very interesting. Alrighty. Oh, what year did Christopher Nolan win his first Oscar?
2008?
Incorrect.
Oh, wait, ho.
You're all over the place. 2024 for Oppenheimer. Who won Best Supporting Actor role in 2011?
Best Supporting Actor role in 2011?
Yes.
Hey! Best Supporting Acting role in 2011. Oh man, I don't know, bro. All the men I'm thinking of, nah, can't think. Who is it?
Christian Bale for The Fighter.
No, Mark Wahlberg.
Would you have gotten that or not?
No, I didn't even know he had an Academy Award, to be honest.
All right, pick a year. So you're over 3. Pick a year and I'll give you I'll pick a year and I'll help you out. I'll pick something from that year.
94.
94. Okay.
94. Let's do it. Fuck it. Oh, forget it.
2014. 1994. Ooh. Which one should I do? All right, this is going to be a tour. All right. Who won actor in a leading role in 1994?
Who won actor in a leading role in 1994? This is what's going to mess me up because, like, the whole Pulp Fiction thing, but I know they didn't win. Who won? I get a hint?
We said his name, actually. And actually, that movie, we actually did. I actually said his name and the movie earlier in this episode.
We talked about...
I specifically said the movie. I actually said the movie, which is crazy.
This guy said I said the actor's name in the movie. Like, we haven't been talking about actors the whole fucking...
I know, but this is 1994, so think.
It has to be like. Wait, the other man. You said okay. You said Al Pacino. No, I feel like you said Al Pacino.
I said Al Pacino, but I said
I thought you froze this guy.
no. I started started like a motherfucker. I did say I did say Al Pacino. I did say Al Pacino,
Okay.
but it's not Al Pacino.
It's not Al Pacino. Who is it?
You're not gonna guess?
Nah.
Damn. It is Tom Hanks, Philadelphia. I literally just said that movie.
Oh wow!
Nigga, I said the movie. You're not listening.
Yeah, I'm not looking right now. All right, that's 0 for 4. Jeez. Yo, let's go 2025. Why not?
Okay. No, this is a 2-part question.
Oh, okay.
And who was the actor in a supporting role for 1994? You always talk about this movie, bro. Always talk about this movie. Always talk about this movie, bro.
Supporting.
You always talk about this movie, bro. And I'm not talking about like Heat. Talk about this movie. I mean, like,
yeah. It's not Edward Norton, is it?
No.
It's not Gary Oldman, is it?
Nope.
All right, who is it?
Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive.
All right, bro.
You literally talk about The Fugitive all the time. But anyways, what's the last year for the last question?
2025. Let's please. I want to score a bucket.
2025? Is that what you said before I said the second question?
Yeah. The Oscar, yeah, make it relevant. What happened last week?
You said what happened last week.
Damn, The Fugitive. That's a good one. Tommy Lee Jones won for The Fugitive? That's tough. And that movie is fire. Hope y'all all seen it out there.
Which one? The one from last year or this year?
Yeah, the one from last year.
Last year?
No. Yeah, last year.
All right, bet. This one's going to be easy for you.
No.
Who won best writing for an adapted screenplay?
Can I not get the movies?
It is a movie. What are you talking about?
Like you can, I can't get the listed movies. That's where you're throwing me off at. Yeah, I can't guess between the list, like a word search. Does you buffer, or is that like just
hell no is what that is.
You said adapted, so it's not a Nora.
Yes, see, I knew you were gonna get a Nora, so that's why I didn't pick it.
I know nothing.
Damn, really? You're not getting this? No. It's kind of well known.
Well known. I guess it's kind of well known. I know Barbie. No. Nah, what is it, bro?
Conclave, bro. My lord.
Oh, I knew that. Oh my! I posted that on our page.
Gosh, bro, you're just
bro.
0 for 5, bro. Trash, dog.
In my
Trash.
defense, I just had a basketball game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so now
I'm physically and mentally fatigued.
No. Okay.
Oh my goodness! All right, he checked, bro. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm about to
0 for 5 and he check. Yeah, trash. All right, bet.
Nah, I'm about to. Let me put you on a segment. Yo, after this, I'm about to do a history lesson in the Oscars.
Yeah, you need to.
For sure. What you got for recommended movies for the week?
Recommended movies for the week. If you haven't seen them from the Oscars, I would definitely say Train Dreams. Me personally, I would say Train Dreams is one of the movies of the year that I really enjoyed. I've talked about Sinners way too many times. I would say Hamnet. If you haven't seen Hamnet, I would say Train Dreams and Hamnet.
Big time
movies. I would say actually also a third one. I would say K-pop Demon Hunters as an animated. If you're not feeling like watching live action, I would say that's it. So
I like that. That's big time. I mean, I forgot to mention this movie, so I'm going to recommend it. But No Other Choice, I think, deserved to be nominated. I think I don't think they've been rocking with what's his name, the director.
Who?
You mentioned his name earlier, Park Chan Wook. Is that the one?
Oh, Parasite director?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you mean they're not rocking with him?
Like the Academy. Yeah, Park Chan Wook. I don't think the Academy's been rocking with him, bro. Like they didn't even nominate him for this. After Parasite, like the past couple of movies, they haven't really been nominated him for, and they all have been elite. Like on the level.
Yeah, he's been cooking. They couldn't give after everybody. Remember the controversy behind it? Everybody complained and said that they couldn't. How you win a movie and you can't like you have to read the subtitles kind of thing. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people don't want to watch it. So
Yeah. So I think that everyone should watch Another Choice. I watched it. It was clean, bro. That movie it reminded me of Parasite, but like in a different way. But like the way he's able to depict class, and then the murders within class, and someone else wanted someone else's life or job or career, and then the funniness behind it. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think he's just so great at like even symmetry and just how he like stages certain things. We talked about Parasite before, but like the staircases, and all the affluent people are always walking upstairs, whereas the people who are poor, they're always walking downstairs. Like like stuff that he does in movies, I think goes beyond just like what meets the eye. Like you actually have to think about it. I think it's dope. And then I think my second recommendation, man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think a lot of people for animated, I would say Zootopia 2. Fire. I thought it was a really good movie. It's hard to double down. I thought the sequel was almost even better than the first one, but I thought it was a really good movie. Yeah. No, the first one was elite, but the sequel, I left there thinking like, wow, I learned some things, and it was just like, I don't know. It reminded me of this new movie I saw recently called Hopper, where it's like it's still giving you a message, but it's not woke. You know what I'm saying? Like how like In and Out it kind of felt like super woke.
you just stop using that woke
movies.
word, bro.
You know what I mean, bro? I just feel like Disney be like trying to put LGBTQ community characters like in films or like do stuff like that when it's like, yo, it's like a cartoon, bro, for like little kids. I get that you're trying to whatever, but I think in like recently they've been doing a good job of like, nah, we're gonna tell this story and it's gonna be fun and it's gonna be entertaining, but it's also gonna be about like the importance of family or the importance of sharing or the importance of knowing your culture or the importance of knowing like that, who owned this land before it got taken, like stuff like that. Environmentalism, like instead of just being like, same-sex stuff or political stuff. So I really enjoyed that about Zootopia 2. But like how you said Train Dreams, for me, I'll probably say, honestly, I'll say Hamnet, because I think as like a Shakespeare adaptation, I don't really have a familiarity with a lot of them. I know I used to watch Old for Othello back in the day, the ghetto one with Kai Pfeiffer, which was funny. And I think I've seen one with Lawrence Fishburne in high school. But outside that, I haven't. And then obviously Romeo and Juliet, the adaptation from Leo DiCaprio and stuff like that. But I haven't really seen many Shakespeare stuff. So I would say Hamnet, because that was a really well done film and it was emotional for sure. But I like that it was a modern day take on Shakespeare. So I'd probably say that. But man, been a great episode, long episode. I know Merv got to get to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But had a great time talking about the Oscars. We have some more exciting stuff coming out soon, so be on the lookout. Follow Scene DMs on every media platform, social media. We got Snapchat, possibly. No,
absolutely
not yet. Okay, but we got Twitter or X. That's what they call it nowadays. We got X at Scene DMs. We got Instagram, IG,
TikTok,
DMs _ We got TikTok.
LinkedIn
so
also if you want to hit us up on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, business guys. Stand up guys. But man, same time, same place next week, bro.
See ya.